libertarians, lovers of the leaf, everyone out there in Radio Land. Welcome to another exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live here in lovely West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm Adam K. the Brewmaster. Give me just a sec, and I will adjust that for you. Okay. Yes, I'm getting a note from one of our guests to please turn my headset up, but sorry, let me finish the intro, and then I can do that. With me, of course, as always, Mr. Honest Abe.
Good morning.
Paul, the producer.
Hi.
Hello. And, yes,
Hi.
feel free.
Hi.
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 What are you just not a fan of mine today, huh?
Actually, I'm not a fan of yours any day, but...
That's not true.
No, that's so true.
Dude, you. It's funny because
Listen,
you show love when nobody's there to see.
No. Hold on. Let's get things real.
All right, let's get things real.
Let's
Start up the show on a...
Okay.
Let's start up the show on a good note.
My ability to show affection and care for people that are dear to me has no interaction, no correlation, to my ability to point out your flaws and weaknesses and retardedness.
Retarded.
I shouldn't use that word. Sorry.
Yeah, we did learn we're not supposed to use that word.
But
idiocracy.
Idiocracy, complete idiocracy. So I mean, one has nothing to do with the other.
Okay.
You know, I will tell you the one aspect in life that I can commend you on. I think you do very well.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous about this.
You're being a father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That actually means a lot to me coming from you because I consider you a great dad.
You do a very good job with your son, man.
Oh, thanks.
You do an amazing job.
You almost saw him this morning.
I was trying to get here early to catch him, but that was a little too early.
He would have been here longer, but he passed out in the car on the way, so we had to do the car swap, and we don't want to wake him up because
I know
he's not feeling great.
Oh.
Last night he didn't sleep that well, so
no.
Now he's sleeping. So we're like, all right, everybody, just quietly sneaking into the car, switching cars.
You're doing a good job as a daddy.
Oh, thanks, man. If that's the one thing I do well in life, I guess it's okay.
That's what I've seen. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Well, you didn't see me last night at the Vanilla Ice event in Wellington.
Who would want to go to a Vanilla Ice event?
He's a neighbor of ours. He lives in the same town as we do.
Who cares?
And he's big into the community.
I think our property values just went down.
Well, Springsteen also owns property there, and Billy Joel. That's high property value.
Billy Joel's in Malapan.
No, Billy Joel has a house in Malapan, but he just
sold it last year.
Oh, did he actually sell it?
There you go.
I don't know if he sold it, but he had it up for sale.
It's up for sale now, but
Okay.
he bought his new wife is an equestrian, so they bought two big pieces of land, two big properties in Wellington recently.
So you're going to go to the polo season in the hopes to catch Billy Joel?
I mean, I go to polo season anyway. I have become that guy.
Does your wife wear like the big hats and?
Yeah.
Do you go out in the field and fill the divots?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I brought the baby out there last year.
When
he loved it.
When does season start?
I don't know. It's when I see the signs.
And you wonder why I say he's pathetic, right?
It's when I see the. I like the atmosphere. I drinking champagne and walking around and like
I want to take my kids just so they go see it.
To see what?
I want to take my kids so they go see a polo match.
It's awesome.
Okay, it's awesome.
And your kids love.
I've never heard anybody describe a polo match.
And your kids love
awesome.
animals, so they will enjoy it.
I just don't want my kids to get into horse riding.
Oh well, it's a very expensive hobby.
Oh, God, that's why.
And yeah, you live in the wrong place for that.
I know.
You're surrounded by people with $30 million
we go to
properties.
And we see all the little girls walking in their little
yeah.
boots and jackets and white leotards. I'm like, oh no, don't look at her.
That's
because that's what they do. My daughter will see that cool outfit. Goes, oh, that looks cool. What did she do, Daddy?
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's how when you, I guess in this country, when you have so much money that you cannot figure out what the hell to do with your life anymore, you get into this horse riding and jumping and stuff. I mean, it's a cool hobby, but it's all consuming, and there's so much money involved. I mean, like entering these things, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Dude,
it's unbelievable.
They eat alone. What they eat a month alone is an expense.
And these horses live in better houses than I live in.
That's not saying much.
Anyway,
you actually have a nice
Vanilla Ice did this really cool, like he was part of this community program where they did like a winter wonderland yesterday, and they had all local talent in the area. They were doing, there you go. He sang it last night. Is that Ice Ice Baby? Yeah, he sang it last night.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What other song could Vanilla Ice possibly sing?
He did sing a couple of other songs, like he sang a Flavor Flav song, which was weird.
What other song of his could he possibly sing?
That's what my wife said.
And technically, that's not his.
Ninja Turtle song, duh.
Fun fact, he also had a hardcore rap. He had a hardcore metal album that he put out in 1997, I want to say.
I don't know what's worse, that he did that album or that you know he did that album.
My best friend at the time, John LaFleur, knew the album was coming out and actually went and bought the album.
Okay, now I know.
Played it for us.
Now I know it's not a completely true story. He used the word best friend.
No, my friend at the time.
His hetero life mate.
No.
What?
That's what he calls his best friend.
No,
his hetero life mate.
Hetero life partner.
You've never heard that before?
Are you serious?
He's in my phone as HLP.
Abe, you've never heard this before. You know who it is, too. It's somebody you know.
The gardener?
What?
The gardener guy?
No.
What?
It's the Mick.
Does he know you call him
Yes.
this? Okay.
Does he call you that, too?
Yes.
I don't
Look
believe
how
it.
serious he got. You've never heard him say that?
I've never heard him say that.
He says it all the time.
The Mick worked for me for years and actually was one of the original co-hosts
I know.
at KMA Radio.
That's why I want to speak to him, because
We gotta get him on the show.
I found out some other cool facts about him.
My favorite story was, hetero life.
He is a fascinating guy.
Mick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Definitely eccentric on many levels. But my favorite is when he came bitching one morning because he was, I think, with his girlfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call it, they've been together forever. Out one night, he was supposed to be home by a certain time, and Adam had made a pot roast. Okay, Adam had made a pot roast, of which the Mick didn't get home in time to eat, and he blew his phone up. Where are you? I made this pot roast.
Wait, Adam was sending it to the Mick?
That's the last time I cook anything for you.
What?
Whining.
So he is his life partner.
No. It was so.
It was a joke.
Yes.
Quote,
it was a Seinfeld thing. It was quoting Seinfeld, the episode where Kramer gets a job, and then Jerry's like, "You cooked? I ordered in."
Come again.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
It was the whole thing.
He's a strange dude.
I'm surrounded by strangers. This, sometimes I wonder if my life is penance for something I've done really bad in a past life.
You were a crook in a past life or something?
I'm surrounded by very odd people.
It's who you surround yourself with. Most of the odd people in your life are employees.
Listen,
you hire them.
You know who's coming in for interviews these days? The pool's really shallow,
especially in South Florida.
Yeah, and as far as producers, well, we had a budget. You're the only one that applied.
I didn't even apply.
Yeah,
it took me a month to decide.
It took him a month to make a decision. Well, I just really don't know. It just seems like I don't want to let you down, and I'm not sure I'm up for this. But I really, really like it. I said, dude, you want a fucking job or not? That's literally what the conversation went like.
Do you want to get into your soapbox? Since we're in the beginning of the show, we haven't introduced our guests yet,
I think we should
or no?
introduce. I'd like their input
on your soapbox.
Yes.
All right, well then.
Why don't you just introduce them? We don't have to go to the meet your maker.
I don't have any paperwork in front of me.
Yeah, nobody has any paperwork.
Oh, you do. You do. It's there. I put Adam's over there. It's fine.
Thanks.
There you go, Adam.
Glad you did that. Thank you.
Right on camera, I did it too.
Yeah. So sitting with us today, back after a long hiatus, Mr. Steve Hernandez of the Hernandez Brothers. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
2/3 of the Fermunda triplets. 1/3 actually. I used to say when they're both around together, but
1/3 of the Fermunda.
1/3 of the Fermunda triplets.
I don't ever remember you being on the show.
Oh,
You've been around, but I don't ever remember speaking with you on the show.
Before you were the producer.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days.
The good old days.
Yes.
Wait for that.
Yes.
And
did you remember? Did you ever hear the episode when we convinced Emily that Fermunda was a cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
We told Lady Emily.
That's a great episode.
She believed us. I got to tell my friends. Oh yeah, it's great cheese.
Well, she believes anything. So.
I know. I miss her.
Those were the days. And Reinier Lorenzo of HVC Cigars. Welcome to KMA Talk. Welcome back to KMA Talk again. No problem.
Yes, Reinier will be our guest for our Meet Your Maker segment coming up later on. But right now, I'm going to get into a soapbox.
Oh, look at that.
Soapbox alert. Soapbox
and I got a graphic, too. Are you proud?
I didn't see the graphic.
It's always the same graphic we always use.
I've probably never seen it. But, here's the thing. I saw a post last night in Risty's cigar group. And I was a little surprised by this, and I did a little
JSK group?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made a post, but all Risty's posts are gone from his own group because Facebook is questioning if he's really himself, so they've suspended
because
his
he doesn't
account.
have his real name. Because he can't change it back, he said.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Anyways, so before I even say who this is, I'm just going to read this. You may know what I'm talking about, but if you do, don't say anything, but you may not. I know these two won't. So here's a program, right?
Oh boy.
And it's a cigar club program. Now I want you to listen to this. Ready? When you join this program, your name is added to the bottom of the queue. Then we manage on an invitation basis subject to a combination of time as a member and production size of each offering. Once you have received your offering and made your first confirmed purchase, you will then be offered the next offering each and every year given continuity of purchase. If you decide not to buy any of the cigars that are offered, your name will be moved to the bottom of the list, and it will be some time before you move back up into an offer. By bumping the customer who chooses not to purchase the offering to the bottom of the list, we are making room for new buyers in the next offering. It is this policy that allows us to continue to offer the cigars to new purchasers. An invitation to purchase does not guarantee the same quantity for the next offering and is subject to change given production size. Now, what is a wish? If you receive a wish in your offering,
is this for a Maserati?
Hold on, this is my thing now. Hashtag you don't need wishes to buy cigars. Ready? Hold on, listen. That's my new hashtag. I used it yesterday, but my post is like deleted because it's on Risty's post. If you receive a wish in your offering, then you are receiving the ability to wish for an offering. And should a guaranteed member not purchase their offering, then we grant wishes so that new members can become guaranteed members. With a wish, you'll follow through the checkout process, input all of your information, and should we be able to grant your request, your card will then be charged. We do not charge for any order unless it is capable of being fulfilled. If your wish is granted, you will move up into a guaranteed offering for each release thereafter, given continuity of purchase.
I have absolutely no idea what is going on.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sounds simple.
Right?
Sign me up.
That is the most convoluted thing I have ever heard in my life.
You have any idea who this is?
I have no idea.
This is a manufacturer selling cigars directly to a consumer.
I already know who this is.
You only know. Okay, let me just guess. Do you know who it is because you've heard of the program? But the absurdity of the program alone has told you who it is.
The absurdity of the program helped in the fact of trying to name who it was.
Thank you. Any ideas there, Paul?
Is it someone we actually know?
Yes.
It's been on the show.
And someone that I know.
Been on the show.
Yep.
And they sell directly to the consumer.
Yeah.
Do they also sell in stores as well?
Yep.
You know what? That might be questionable there.
Well.
Okay, so here.
Just
ready?
because
I don't think I know.
Person.
Welcome to.
I don't know, bro. I think when you say that,
what?
I mean, I'm speaking to the consumer. So
what?
if I will be a consumer, if I see that just to buy a cigar, I don't want to buy a cigar.
Of course. But hold on.
It's just so much work.
It's too much work. So Drop is the members only epicenter for the hyper limited. So there's a new one. Has anybody ever heard the word hyper limited?
Hyper limited.
It's limited on hyper, right?
Yeah.
The hyper limited projects of Kyle Gillis.
Wow. I mean,
These projects are crafted and blah, 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 blah. So, now I have nothing against Kyle Gillis. He's a nice young man.
Yeah, we've had him on the show.
Nice young man.
Nice guy.
I have nothing against his cigars. I think Kyle Gillis is more interested in bespoke clothing than he is in the cigar industry.
Right.
Or
Okay.
maybe he's into bespoke cigars.
Dude, get the fuck off my show. So, bespoke cigars. So I mean, look. You travel all over, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have your cigar shop you hang out at?
Of course.
Yeah, then you could say it. Where when you got nothing to do and you just want to go chill, have a cigar, and hang out with me, where do you go?
Smoke on the water?
There you go. Wow, what a dick. Anyways.
Said be honest.
I know. So was I.
You're real far. No, you live. Your store's
Yeah, but
far.
there's a closer store than that.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry. I mean,
So-
smoking.
But no, listen, everybody. So everybody, there's not a guy in the industry that doesn't have that. This guy's been in my backyard for a decade, and we've never seen him once in any of our stores.
Yeah,
Ever.
That is weird.
He's never. I'm telling you, this is some fabricated, hyper limited model baloney and wishes. I mean, but here's the thing: there are guys in this club. There are guys who are in this club.
Well, he's got a cult following, right? He does.
So did Charles Manson.
That's true.
Okay.
I can't dispute that.
And listen, this is not so much a jab at Kyle is the consumers who actually eat
would be a
into
part of
this
this
garbage.
Yeah.
This is utter garbage. This whole program is utter garbage. This wish, this coming up, continuity of purchase, and it's only done because you want to know why? His stuff doesn't move in the B&Ms. And it doesn't move in the B&M because he doesn't want to sell it. He's not out there. He's not like Soccer or Espinosa or Rocky
traveling all over the country.
He's not meeting the people. He's not getting on the road. Does he even have any sales representation?
I don't think so.
None.
No. Well,
no, this is a hobby for him. This is a hobby for him, and he fabricates this reality of hyper limited. Look, you've been in the business probably longer than me.
20-something years.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Is there really anything that's hyper limited?
No.
Okay. The only thing that makes something limited, and I'll say right, Opus X is not limited. What makes Opus X limited
is them not making.
Is them shipping it limited.
Right.
That's it. It's not limited.
Right. If you don't make it available, it's limited.
And that's what makes it limited, right? If you can't, you don't get it.
Well, I
mean,
but so that's the other question though. And since
I get 3 shipments a year, I'm probably going to get less now.
We happen to. Yeah, I was just going to say. We happen to have a cigar manufacturer here, or a brand owner. Like, is there a case when there's only certain types of, like, a certain amount of a certain type of tobacco where it really is limited? Go ahead, you can answer.
Yes.
Okay. So there is such a thing.
You can see.
I know, but
that really depends. Really, the owner what I want to do with my brand. Think about like the 500 limited edition. I use a special tobacco in this, but if I want it, next year I can make it. I'm not gonna make it. I make it only 20,000.
There you go. My
that's
point.
it. Yeah. So
you make it limited purposely because it's a special thing.
Yeah, because it's a special thing, and that's it.
Right.
That's it.
So,
right.
Like Baby Yoda.
Well done, sir.
Baby Yoda is everywhere in Disney, just so you know.
Look, there are situations where some types of tobacco may be available, limited, whatever. But it's just so fully. I mean, like, I'm sure when Coop comes on, we're going to talk about the whole unexpected fiasco. Right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the other thing you gotta see, remember, every year you can have the crop can change a little bit. So depend the things that we cannot control, right?
Absolutely.
And you can say, this year the crop is really, really good. And next year, probably you got to adjust the blend.
Right.
And probably, I don't know if you guys got me, it can be the same, but not really. You will have the same flavor that you get from that crop.
It's a natural product. I tell people all the time.
There's always
you can buy Granny Smith apples every month. And you want to know what? They taste like a Granny Smith apple. Sometimes a little sweeter. Sometimes a little more sour.
Just like wine. It's exactly the same as the wine industry.
I hear you.
I get that. Do you find yourself having to change the blend from year to year because the crop is different?
You have to adjust.
Right.
The blend.
Okay.
Not change the blend.
Not change, but adjust it based on.
Blend, yes.
Okay.
I guess
you got to do that. Because remember, you want to smoke the same cigar from the next 10 years. You got to give the consumer the same thing.
Right.
So.
Paul started the Meet Your Maker segment.
I'm sorry. We were talking about something that.
But listen, I just want to tell the consumers, dude, smarten up. Smarten up.
It's on you.
Smarten up. Don't take this bullshit crap, man.
People like limited things. They like being a part of something that they think no one else can get.
Listen to me. I understand, but look, like the Red Meat Lovers Club, right?
Uh-huh.
It's limited because we make a run. Steve is going to make some more next year, right? We don't want to make a regular.
I have to get
item.
one. Are there more of those left?
There's still some left.
I have not had that cigar yet.
There's still some left, but I doubled the run this year because last year it went so fast. A lot of people didn't get it. So I doubled the run, figuring at least it'll last a month or two. So that, if somebody saw everybody posting about it from last week or whatever, and it goes to look, you can still get one. It's not like all gone. But, that's a limited project, right? But what the fuck is hyper limited? Can you tell me what hyper limited is?
It's like it's got that luxury context to it that nobody else can have this. You're going to be one of the select few.
I couldn't find the price.
I'm sure it's ridiculous.
I'm sure these are stupidly priced cigars. Stupidly priced cigars.
Well, nobody's talking about.
But you know what? God bless him if he gets it. Yeah.
I was just going to say, Kyle's laughing all the way to the bank.
I'm a capitalist. God bless him. But I'm telling the consumers, smarten up. Ridiculous.
What about the direct-to-consumer? That's a total no-no.
Well, listen to me. It is a no-no. It's an absolute no-no in the business. And everybody's going to say, well, why? Because, other people sell directly. No, listen to me. Lost my train of thought. But I empathize with him because he probably is kind of got to do that. He needs to generate revenue because we bought the brand and we tried to cardiac arrest it like 3 times and just flatline died.
Right.
There was a year there where a lot of the bloggers were picking it for the #1 cigar of the year and top 10, and that whole buzz lasted about 60 days, and then nobody cared. Because there's no emotional... Look, we've talked about this before. There's a lot of great cigars, but there's no emotional connectivity to the brand. Who is he? Right. He's in my backyard. I don't even know him. All I know about him is he has nice clothes.
Right.
That's all I know about him.
Right.
So, I mean, he's been on my show once or twice, and that's all I can remember.
I don't think he's been in, though. I think he's
called. No. He's been in Boynton and in the studio.
At least, yeah.
He has? Okay.
Huh?
Actually, that's the fun thing is, the first time he was ever on was in the Boynton shop, and we're like, wait, you live in Jupiter?
He lives in Jupiter, dude.
Like, wait, and we had never heard of him.
Yeah.
We're literally sitting there going, who are you? So where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Jupiter. Like, wait, what?
So how are you going to tell me that this
was that the cigar with the pink band on it that was the... No?
I mean, how are you going to tell me...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Adam gives me cigars all the time.
No, that was Rosa Sharon.
That's
the only pink band I know.
Yeah.
No, this was from years ago. This was from like a year or two ago.
It's a girl.
Like,
It's a girl cigar.
It's a girl.
I didn't have Rose of Sharon. Whatever I smoked might be a girl cigar.
But no, I mean, this guy's not a cigar guy. He's not into it. He doesn't even feign passion for the industry or the business or the product. How are you making hyper limited crap?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm going to play devil's advocate here just briefly.
Because that's what you do.
Because maybe he doesn't fit your perspective or your mold of what a cigar manufacturer should be. It doesn't mean he's not into the cigar game, but he doesn't do it the traditional way, I guess. And I'm not defending him. I'm just...
I mean, but I think he's got his own way. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
In the industry, you got to be unique. You know, some people, it's like you say, you need to travel. There are some guys in the industry that been more time than me and myself and the Cayo, and they don't travel either. So
it's not about first off, it's not about travel, right? It's not just about travel, right? How much time have you spent in a cigar store just smoking and hanging out?
If think about if I am traveling out there, I basically at least
forget about traveling. Where do you live?
Miami.
Okay, you don't go to a cigar shop in Miami to hang out anymore?
Yeah.
Which one?
The most I go now is Sabor Havana.
Okay, fuck you too.
When are you gonna open a store in Miami? That's the problem.
Never. I know the guys, right? This guy doesn't. Listen to me. I understand. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. But he doesn't have the characteristics, traits of anybody who's really into cigars or passionate. We want to be around other cigar smokers. We want to talk about. It's just a natural byproduct of who we are. I can't go on vacation. I have 4 kids in the car, my wife, and we're driving. I'll make a quick right. What's going on? I just saw a cigar shop. It's a natural byproduct of who we are. You're laughing because you've done it
100 times.
It's a natural byproduct of who we are. Right. If I see a cigar shop sign, I'm pulling in.
Right.
I just want to check it out.
Of course.
I want to see who's in there. I want to see what the guy's got.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing of who we are. He doesn't possess any of these characteristics.
And then I walk in the humidor and I start rearranging everything.
I walked into a cigar shop that did not have a humidor at all.
Like, open room?
Completely open.
Corona's like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's not like is Corona actually like do they have humidification in the building?
Well, then how do you think they keep the cigars?
So that's what I'm telling you is if you went into this, there's no humidification.
How do you know?
Because I can tell the difference between walking in.
Does your hair frizz? Oh, you don't have hair. How do you know?
I'm going to take you to this. I'm going to take you to this.
Or you're going to snap. Who was that last week?
I'll tell you in the break.
I'm going to snap. Who was that last week?
His skin got real supple.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvin Samuel was telling me he could tell the humidity when he snaps because of the moisture in your hair.
Well, that's true. You don't have to lick your fingers to...
Something, I don't know.
That makes sense.
I knew I just heard it recently.
Yeah.
I just heard it recently.
Sounds like BS to me.
I think it's a front.
Ernesto Perez Carrillo told him it.
Oh,
now it becomes... did you see that? Marvin Samuel said it would be Ernesto Perez. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean...
He's a godfather.
But no, really, how do you think you could tell? Because I live in Florida, I feel humid all the fucking time.
Well, one, I've seen the door like open before to this place, like actually like
left open.
Yeah, like
you know the outside relative humidity sometimes is over.
Now
70%.
though, this time of year.
I don't know. Do I look like a weatherman?
I want to take you to this.
You want some barometric pressure?
I want to take you to this place, and if you walk in and tell me that it's not a front for the mob, then
there you go. Now I got the story, right?
It's a front.
It wasn't about the humidification. He just wanted to talk to. He went to a cigar shop that he believes is the front for the mob.
I've been there a couple times.
Just in case
I'm
anybody
afraid
from
to
that
not
shop
go now.
listening, Paul DeGrafco lives at 452.
Just leave.
They know
leave
where
your name at the gate.
Yeah, exactly. They know how to get to me.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have more with Reinier from HVC Cigars. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Experience the new Henry Clay Warhawk, a robust and complex cigar that's inspired by the rebellious roots of Henry Clay. The first of a 3-part series honoring the life of the great statesman, this cigar is made with the best tobaccos grown and hand-rolled by the Grupo de Maestros at La Flor de Copan in Honduras. And it's not your typical Connecticut. This is a Henry Clay. Stand up, be different, and smoke a Warhawk. Surgeon General warning, cigar smoking can cause cancer to the mouth and throat even if you do not inhale.
Hello, this is Glenn Case, owner of Christoph Cigars. There's nothing more important to me than family. That's why I treasure the moments with my wife Terry and our son Christopher, aka Christoph. When we have those rare moments to talk about life, there's nothing better than smoking Christoph to enhance our time together. For Terry, it's our Christoph Sweet Tip Cuban selection. For Chris, our Sumatra. And for me, our original Maduro. Enhance your family time with Christoph Cigars.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Hey, this is Clay from La Polina Cigar Company. My likes and dislikes: long walks in the park, old school gangster films, wrestling grizzly bears with Abe. Dislikes: smelly feet, flight attendants with an attitude, and Friday afternoon traffic. What I know you will like is the La Polina family of fine cigars, such as Mr. Sam, Bronze Label, and our highly rated Classic Series. But let's not forget the limited edition Goldie. Quality forever. La Polina Cigars.
Plasencia Cigars has been one of the world's leading growers of first-class tobacco since 1865. Today, Nestor Plasencia Sr., together with the 5th generation of the Plasencia family, continue the legacy. With over 3,000 acres of quality tobacco fields, they are makers of quality cigars, including Alma Fuerte, ranked among the top 10 cigars in major publications. Find them in your local premium tobacconist stores around the country. Plasencia Cigars, perfected for more than 150 years. Yours to enjoy now.
Looking for something unique and awesome? Smoke Oscar Valderas cigars. 2012 Connecticut, 2012 Corojo, 2012 Maduro, the Oscar Habano, the Oscar Maduro, My Way, and our latest creation, Oscar Valderas Cicerone Edition. A great cigar that comes in 5 different collectible boxes with an amazing exclusive artwork. Remember, Oscar has something unique and awesome waiting for you. Ask for Oscar Cigars in your favorite cigar shop.
Keep the party going all week long at the world-famous Spearmint Rhino, West Palm Beach. Every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, enjoy $3 premium drinks from the bar till midnight. Magnum Mondays means $100 magnums of Belvedere and Moët Brut until midnight. Get your thrills every $10 Tuesday with $10 dances all day and night. Ladies, don't miss Women Crush Wednesdays with half off your cover charge. No matter the time of day, it's always a good time at Spearmint Rhino, West Palm Beach.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live, I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Dave.
Good morning.
Paul, the producer.
We're sitting so close lately.
Is it bothering
you? I mean, it doesn't bother me. It's just weird.
There's a good 3 feet between us, Paul.
I know, but you always have your flip-flops on and your shorts, and I don't know. I feel like you just
At least
out
I
of
have my pants buttoned.
You got me there.
I want a poll next week for our fans.
Okay.
I really want a poll. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on today. I'm gonna do a poll.
Just write it.
Who's weirder, Paul the producer or Adam the Brewmeister?
Oh crap! Can Ronnie Haisha stay out of it?
No, I really would like to know what our fan base believes. Really, which one of you is really odder, stranger, weirder?
Can we?
Whatever the PC appropriate word is these days.
Okay, but can we?
Colin, who's weirder?
Oh, jeez.
He's really
I've known
good
Adam
friends
for a
with
while, and then Paul's been strange from the get-go.
Thank you. Yes.
It's a tough call.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm really not sure which way I'm going to vote.
Are you kidding me? He's way weirder than me.
Listen, he's just weirder.
I'm eccentric.
But he knows himself,
weird
Paul.
As fuck. But he's just weirder in a different way.
Let me ask you a question.
You're equally weird
Here's my gauge for weird. If somebody, one of us was a serial killer, we know for sure that one of us is a serial killer. Which one of us would be the serial killer?
Yeah, you.
Adam.
What are you kidding me?
Adam.
Yeah, it's never
Adam.
I'm way too outgoing.
It's never
Adam for sure.
It's never the obvious guy.
No.
It's never the obvious guy. Because when they come out, they go, "Oh, you're such a nice neighbor. He seems so nice." Yeah, no, that's right there.
Oh yeah,
I'm too outgoing. I'm too outgoing.
How do you think they lure them into the house?
Yep. They're like shy and kind of like, can you
John
help
Wayne
me?
Gacy was a clown for kids' parties.
I think you're right, Abe.
That's true. That actually is very true.
Yeah, you're right, Abe, because Paul seems to always be involved in every single equation, every single thing.
He goes to Disney every month. I'm telling you, something's wrong there.
Oh, he's hiding bodies under the car.
Look, he's silent. He don't know how to defend himself. Right now, Paul's going, they're on to me. They're on to me.
I have studied.
Honey, pack the bags. Plan B, we gotta move.
Is that his wife?
Wait, okay, I'm going on the lam. You think I'm taking them?
Brilliant!
He's already thought about this.
Yeah, he's already thought about it. I'm just saying, serial killer-wise, listen, I'm not sure which way I vote on who's weirder, but serial killer-wise, you totally get my vote. If that's your barometer, you get my vote.
You haven't studied serial killers enough. I'll give you some books.
Once again,
is he not proving my point?
Yeah, he's a murderer.
Right? He's proving my point as we speak. Wow. All right.
I haven't even gotten to watch Mindhunter yet.
I think we should start the Meet Your Maker segment.
Anyways,
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
This week, KMA Talk Radio is pleased to welcome in Reinier Lorenzo of HVC Cigars, founded in 2011. Started as a way of paying homage to Havana City, where Reinier lived for most of his life. The goal of HVC is to keep the Cuban tradition of handmade cigars alive and well. Reinier, welcome back to KMA Talk Radio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to give a quick update. Paul, you already got 4 votes.
No, it doesn't count now. You have to do it once we put the poll up.
Oh, okay.
We have to create a real...
Somebody text AJ and tell him to put the poll up.
I'm just saying you got 4 votes.
And by the way, Jeff Walsh and I used to be friends. Just so you know, buddy. If there was a hit list, you might be on it now.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
So anyway, if you feel like unfriending Paul, feel free to vote in that poll, and you might end up on the side of a milk cart.
You might get that sentence out of your mouth.
You might end up on a milk cart anyway. Yes. All right. So anyway, Reinier, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
So HVC stands for Havana City. Yeah. What? I mean, just being born there, or what was the inspiration?
No, actually, I born in Camagüey, and I grew up in Havana.
Okay. And then you just felt like it was that just inspired you?
I mean, yeah.
What is it about the city that made you want to name your cigar brand after it?
Havana is quite unique. You guys never been in Havana.
How old were you when you left?
23.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. So, I think, like I say, when you've been in Havana, like, you guys been in Havana?
No, I have not.
No, I have not. I I have many friends that have been.
It's quite unique city. Like you feel in love with. You know the people.
Well, I think the most beautiful thing I see from it is that it's like frozen in time. When you look at Havana, you think you're looking like it's 50 years ago. It's like literally a place that's like frozen in the moment
Even
of time.
the cars, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
It's like frozen in time. You know what I mean? From what I see, obviously I haven't been there. But, I'm always sensitive to talk about Havana and Cuba, especially with, Cuban expatriates, because it goes either way. Some people are very sensitive and bitter about it, and then you don't. You seem to, you're smiling as you talk.
Because it's always with me. Every place I go, Havana will be with me. So that's the city I grew up. Think about where did you grow up?
Okay, how did you leave Havana?
That's a great question.
Just my family was here already. It's called familial unification, right? So they say, hey, I was in medical school at that time. And they say, hey, you want to leave? So
I thought it's not easy to get out. How did you manage?
No, like familial unification.
Right. So you guys were wanting to get out.
If your immediate family is here,
exactly.
they can bring you
American
here.
citizens, so yeah. Okay. It was easy for me. It was not really.
And wait, did you hear what he said?
What?
He was in medical school.
Well,
so that's a change.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that they were looking to leave.
No, my family was here already.
Okay, they left.
Yeah, they left.
Why did they leave?
Better. For better.
For better, right?
Yeah, for better.
Right. Well, that's my thing is I didn't leave my hometown because I felt, it was repressed and whatever. So when you say, that's what I'm asking, because, if I think of my childhood, I have nothing but beautiful, awesome memories. Great town, great city, Michael Jordan, the Bears, the Cubs, Dick. I mean, I loved where I grew up, right? I never really thought I would actually ever leave Chicago.
Your dad smacking you in the back of the head to fill the shelves?
Well, it was more like pool sticks, tennis rackets, baseball bats, but yeah. When I was 12, 14? What year you were a freshman in high school?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. So when I was 14, I was 225 pounds at 6 feet. Yeah, the whacking wasn't working anymore. You need hardcore products. But, that's what I'm saying. So, and we've had people of Cuban descent on our show before, and they don't have your outlook. That's why I'm intrigued, and I'm surprised.
Because, I grew up not really in a rich family.
Well, you went to medical school, which is more than I hear from a lot of people who have left.
I came from family of doctors. So my mom was principal school for almost 40 years. So decent house in Havana. So, happy life in Havana. I can't complain.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you sad when you left?
Really sad.
Really?
Actually, I was crying. I was crying at the airport, like, oh my God.
Dude,
I don't want to leave.
Something.
I was 23.
There's no crying in the airport.
He's leaving his
my
home.
family was there, my cousins, aunts was there, say, hey, goodbye, and I what's that? What's that?
And he was
You're
also
90 miles away.
No. You know where he moved? He didn't move to Miami.
Oh.
Tell him where you moved.
No, actually, I was living here for like 3 months.
Oh,
right?
But then
in Miami, and then I went to Wisconsin.
Well,
Wisconsin.
That was the mistake right there.
Great cheese curds, though.
Yeah.
I was just there.
I remember that was cold like hell.
Hey, how did you?
It was December 2008.
Oh no!
First time in my life I saw snow. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
So why Wisconsin?
I was working for a genetics company there.
Genetics?
Yes.
Really?
Because before I went to medical school, I was a veterinarian.
Okay, so you were medical school and you were working genetics. Where did the curveball come?
Right,
exactly.
To get in the cigar, because that's like a complete 180.
Like 360.
Yeah, well, 360 brings you back to where you were. So you were definitely only a 180.
It might be a 720.
Yeah, there you go. So so you're doing genetics in Wisconsin. Then what happens? You ran into a tobacco field in Madison.
I know. Yeah, that's right there.
I mean, come on.
My family was still working with an also live. Remember,
I thought they were doctors.
Starting the business back in Cuba, not here, right? So started the business
when
because
you
my
say your family, which part of your family?
My sister, my mom, and my brother.
I thought your mom was a doctor.
No.
Principal.
My sister and my brother.
Okay.
But they worked for Casa Fernandez for
for almost 20 years. They still working there.
Really?
In 2009, Eduardo Fernandez invited me to go to Nicaragua. He said, come on, I want to show you what I have down there.
And you were this time in Wisconsin?
Yes.
So you leave Wisconsin, you go to Nicaragua?
Yes.
Is he inviting you in the hopes that you might start doing it, or
no? It was just for a visit.
Visit.
Yeah.
Just for a visit. Come on, visit.
So you were friends with him?
Yeah.
His family worked for him.
Right, but I'm not friends with my dad, the CEO of my dad's company that he worked for 30 years.
Because he doesn't like you.
Well, actually, I have met him, and you might be right.
Yeah.
I did work for them for a brief period of time.
So, and he was like, let me show you what I have here, all the cows, all the pigs. And then we went to Esteli.
Oh, because you were a veterinarian at one point.
Exactly, that's right, yeah. So, and then we went to Esteli, and he started showing me all the process. And I fell in love with it.
So you
and by that time, I was not thinking to start HVC. That was not in my mind. I went to Nicaragua just, to have fun, see Nicaragua. And 2011 is when I just say, you know what? Let me start HVC.
Okay, why? Because, it's not everybody. Not everybody wakes up and makes a complete turn.
No, it's like
I want to know what's going on in your head in the middle of winter in Wisconsin.
By that time, I was really smoking cigars.
So you were enjoying them.
Exactly. So I started really smoking cigars. I mean, I'm not the guy like say, this is funny. Sometimes I go into a cigar shop, and the guy says, "Yeah, I'm from Cuba." Yeah, I'm from Cuba. When you started smoking, when you were 10, no, hell no. I was not smoking even cigars when I was in Cuba.
Right.
I remember I was in a party and a guy gave me a Cohiba Siglo 6. I was 18 years old. And that's when I look at the guy and say, "Wow, I really enjoyed it, bro. It's a cigar, okay." But I was no idea what a cigar was.
Okay, but look, I'm assuming it takes an education to work in genetics, right? So I'm assuming you have a decent living, a decent career. I love cheeseburgers. I'm not going to open a cheeseburger place.
Not
right?
yet.
I'm very what?
You don't love cheeseburgers.
I don't. You're being sarcastic,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
You've been to my house. You've had my
the
burgers,
best,
right?
The best cheeseburgers.
I'm very passionate about my hamburger and cheeseburgers, right? I'm not going to go open up a cheeseburger place. So you can't tell me that you just got into it. And what caused you to say, I'm switching my career path to now go? I mean, it could be just as simple as I was sick of the snow. I want to go to Miami. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something that drives you.
For me, it was like, remember, the family was in the business already.
Okay, so that was a little bit of a
They give me the opportunity. They say, "Hey, Eduardo," say, "You know what? Whatever you want to decide, so you can come here and make whatever you want." So you got the green light.
Okay, what year is this?
2011.
Okay, so in 2011, you go down to Nicaragua and you start making your cigars in his factory?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is his people rolling them for you, or do you have your own little area in his factory?
No, just the people rolling.
His people?
Yeah, his people.
Okay, so you're working on the blends, and then his people are making the cigars. Is that the way it still is today?
Yes.
Okay. So all your cigars are being made in Aganorsa?
Yeah. The only one thing I made outside Aganorsa is HVC Vieja Cosecha, number 2 is the Omega Raíces Cubanas factory.
Okay, you gotta say that way slower.
Gesundheit.
You gotta say that way slower.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
That's the Cuban way.
I know.
That's the Cuban
Is that
way.
the first?
Holy cow.
The first selection? Is that what we're
The
talking
Vieja
about?
Cosecha. Vieja Cosecha, number 2.
Cosecha.
I don't have that one. Okay.
It's
I don't have that in my
double
list.
figurado.
It translates to Old Harvest.
Old Harvest.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Misty, feel free to chime in anytime here.
Yeah, translate.
I'll translate for you.
Translate what we need. So, I'm sorry. So, what year was this when you started selling cigars? That you started selling to retailers?
Most of the time, I was busy in the Chicago area. Remember, I'm still working for the genetics company, and my free time, I go
going to
around
cigar shops in
cigar
Chicago.
shops, introduce myself,
and just walk cold walking in, just walking out of the cold, just saying, "Hey, I'm Reinier, and I have a cigar company.
You're
Would you like
right.
to try my?" Is that
You're right.
How rough was that?
Oh, it was really rough.
Yeah.
You see how good is my English? It's Wisconsin, People, sometimes I got guys that say, "You know what? I like the cigar. It looks good, but I don't really what you say." I don't really
Listen,
Oh,
I got to be honest with you. If you're coming in to sell a cigar, that accent kind of works for you.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy you want to kind of buy a cigar from, right?
Absolutely.
Actually, we were talking in the car today. Remember, Steve?
Yeah.
We were talking about, I remember those days. I mean, this business, I think it's not like technology. You can be really successful the next year. You come out with a product.
Yeah, right.
Tobacco, I think it's not like that. To me, I think long term, when I look my company, I don't look next year, 2021, 22. No, I look like, I don't know, next 20 years, 40 years probably.
All right, so you're cold selling now in Chicago, walking in off the street. Then what?
Then it start getting better and better. Better and better. And 4 years ago, I said, you know what?
Enough of the genetics.
This is what I want to do.
So in 2015,
yes,
you went full throttle.
Full throttle.
So when you went full throttle, what did you do? You moved to Miami?
Yeah, I moved back to Miami.
Okay, now do you have offices here in Miami?
I do now.
Do you do your distribution or does
No,
Aganorsa?
Aganorsa.
Aganorsa does your distribution. So your product's made by him, stored in his factory. You take the orders, he fulfills them out, sends them out everybody. And now, with all these years now, how many retail stores is your brand in?
We would be around probably 400 now.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I mean,
401 after today. All right.
Well, you have a way better shot than your
you
brother.
you
have a way better shot than your brother.
Well, better said
Put that on the
408.
board.
It should be 408.
Do you guys have competitions? It's got to be so difficult working with family.
It's got to be difficult to beat Pete because everybody says they like Steve better.
Well, I have heard.
I keep hearing that.
Everybody tells him that.
Everybody tells him that.
But do you guys have competitions? Like
Look, the guy lost 40 pounds. You couldn't tell? Yeah. It's the first thing I said when I saw him. I said, "Holy cow! What are you doing? Shipping all your pounds to your brother?"
Yeah, I give it to him and he keeps them.
He keeps
it safe for me.
He keeps it warm for him.
He's still saying he's doing keto though, doesn't he? Wasn't he doing keto for a long time?
Peter Hernandez has been doing keto for 20 years.
Yeah.
For as long as he's been on keto, he should weigh 15 pounds.
Every week he'll have a new diet.
Yeah.
Every week.
Listen, I shouldn't throw stones. I'm in the same boat. I'm the last guy to really throw stones at it. But, no, 400 is actually pretty legitimate. Now, so I have to ask now, okay?
I mean, right now we have like 6 reps.
You do have 6 reps?
Yes.
What part of the country?
Midwest, Northeast, Florida, Texas.
Is your okay? So it's pretty.
Is that the normal? Like that's just the traditional?
Some brands have a really concentric area where they're really good in that other people aren't, so they might put a rep in that area. But I mean, yeah, those are the big cities where to be. I mean, Florida's one of we smoke all year round here comparatively. In Texas, another big market compared to Midwest and the East, where when it gets cold, man, it cuts down a lot.
No, it's
I guess that's true. You know what?
Because there's nowhere to smoke inside anymore, and you can't go on your porch or your patio or whatever and smoke.
Well, if you have, that's where I always the first really big snow of the year. I would sit on my patio because I had a covered balcony, and I would smoke a cigar. That was in New York. When it was the first really cold, snowy night, I loved smoking a cigar then.
But you're not going to do that.
No, it was one time. It was one time. It was one
You're not
time.
going to do that as often as when it's weather's
Right.
nice
No, that
out,
makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
You don't really enjoy it. I mean, think about the cigars, think about the process. You don't really enjoy it when it's really cold. I remember my days in Wisconsin. I don't smoke in the house, so it's cold out. I say, but I want to puff. I want to smoke. And I remember came out to the porch, light it up, and 10 minutes later, I say, you know what? I'm not enjoying this.
Have you gotten into American football at all?
Actually, I am a Packers fan.
Get out.
I've been in the Lambeau
A cheesehead?
Yes.
He lived in Wisconsin.
So what? There's a lot of Wisconsinites who are Bears fans. There's a lot of Chicagoans who are Packer fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know it's one of the oldest feuds in the NFL.
Of course, I know that.
Do you know why?
But no.
Okay. When Lambeau was putting together the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hallis was doing the same thing. They were fighting over recruiting guys to start their teams. That's how far back that feud goes.
It's a unique experience. Last year, I went with my wife. A friend from there invited me to go my first game in the Lambeau Field. If you guys have opportunity to go,
I've been there.
You've been there?
Yeah, I live in Chicago.
You are a Bears fan?
I live in Chicago.
The Bears.
No.
The Bulls.
No, the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. The Bulls.
Yeah.
The Polish sausage.
Am I dating myself or what?
Right?
Not at all.
So now I forgot the tangent. We could go from football to food to yeah. So let's see here. Where were you?
I mean, the other thing we were talking about. Remember, you say you have almost 400 accounts,
right?
So I really like that part. I like the tobacco part, right? I like the blending. I like to go to the farm. I like to be in the factory. But actually, I like meeting the people in the shops. The consumers.
Which people?
I mean, the consumers.
Okay, so you go to cigar shops a lot?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, your production, your distribution, everything's being pretty much done. What do you do all day? You can't make blends all day.
No.
But
you have to travel. You have to be out there. Just
is he doing events?
Like I say,
is he doing events?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he out there doing events?
This is not.
Yeah, I think we have an event scheduled with you coming up in next year. So
This is nothing.
Could be.
Yeah.
You gotta be out there. You gotta be out there meeting people, promoting your brand.
Are you married?
People want to know. Yes, I'm married.
Kids?
No, not yet.
Ooh, how long you been married?
A year.
Oh yeah. Fresh. How old are you?
Time now.
35. It's getting there.
That's when I had my first one.
It's time.
It's time. Yeah.
It's time.
Get it in.
Get it in. Yeah, because that's when it gets hard. I used to work literally 6-7 days a week. I had no problem with it. My wife really didn't care. She was probably sick of me anyway. But
she is watching.
It's okay. Love you, baby. love you, baby. No, but she was very understanding. We had great, but man, it really got to hurt when the kids start saying, "Oh, are we going to see you tonight? Are you going to come home?" It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Because even when they're at Axel's age, right? But he still can't verbalize his feelings. So he's just happy to see you, right?
He gets very excited when I come in.
He hasn't become conscious or awareness of you not being there yet.
But when he sees me, it's like a dog. Like when he sees me come in, he gets excited.
When you start experiencing that, so then I finally said no more weekends other than KMA.
How old that happened? Like 3, 4?
Well, my oldest is 11. Yeah, about 3 or 4. They start really saying, "Are you coming home? Yeah, am I going to see you?" And it's like, oh boy, and when my oldest was 4, we had a newborn and we had one in the middle. So at that point, my son got it the best. He sees me. He sees more of me than either of the other 3.
Because now it's not as much of a struggle.
Well, look, I just find a way. Look, I got enough people. I'm not coming in. You guys figure it out.
Right, you've grown to a big enough size.
Yeah, just you guys figure it out. I'm not going in.
Right.
I'm done. So, it's going to get hard because that's important, especially with, I sit in my office a lot, and a lot of guys talk to me, and look, in today's age of social media and Facebook and Twitter and, Snapchat and all IG and all that.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Because, to me, it's really personal business.
Listen,
people want to meet you. People want to hear the story.
But what I'm saying is when you go to these shops, there's probably 30 photographs taken of you and then shared all over social media. Yep. So it's not just you going there. It gets way more out there. So you're not even realizing what's happening, right? When you go interact with a consumer, you've interacted with 20, 30 guys. They got to talk to you. It's like, cool, but you want to know what? About 20 posts just went out. Oh, I just met Reinier HVC. What a great guy.
Shaking hands with him, smoking a cigar.
It was really good. And that's the ripple effect of doing that today. So the point I'm trying to make is doing that now has way more impact than when Rocky was doing 20 events a month, 15 years ago, because he was limited to interacting just with the people in that room, and that was done. Right? But not every manufacturer has figured that out yet. How important that is.
And you know what? Then Rocky was kind of like I know you knew him, but like to guys like me that I smoked Rocky products before. Yeah, it was he was a myth.
He still is a myth to a lot of people. Not everybody has the privilege of
seeing him.
Yeah.
But you see pictures of him meeting people now. Like, I don't know.
That's just social media, but that doesn't mean it.
But I'm just saying, now you can put a face on the brand.
Because even a guy like Rocky, there's a lot of shops he's just never going to get to.
Right.
He's just never going to get to. So those guys like that will fly out to a Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival or a Great Smoke or a Cigar Fest to get a chance to finally meet those guys.
Right.
I always tell our patrons, they're spoiled here in South
We're in the luckiest part.
Yeah, you are in the luckiest part. You have some of the best options because look, like we talked about earlier, we stop at cigar shops, right? We'll pull in, which I got. Dude, the majority of cigar shops in this country are filth mongrels, right? They don't clean them. I've gone into the bathrooms, the faucet, handle has been broken for 4 years. They haven't replaced it. So you're turning the wrench, the little knob thingy. Most cigar shops aren't really taken care of well, and because of the smoke and if you're not perpetually cleaning, man, it's a filthy place. Humidors I've seen just haphazard, So there's
stuff growing in places.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of upper-level cigar shops here in Florida, and then 90% of the industry's principals are in our backyard. There's a principal at some shop within 30 minutes every week.
So true.
Every week. So they're just spoiled here. It's a different reality. This is why my event, The Great Smoke, which is coming up in February, by the way.
Buy your tickets now.
Epic year. This will be the best one ever, I promise.
Can't wait.
But a lot of the people who attend The Great Smoke now it's our 14th or 15th year. They're more and more coming from out of state because everybody's here. They're all the time in the shops. It's not even that exciting, other than the free booze and half naked women and live music and all the other stuff.
That's a reason to come.
Yeah, I know. That's sarcasm.
Oh,
yeah, just a little bit.
But yeah, it's good that you're hitting the road like that. It's important, and it's going to get a little tougher when the little Bambinos come. Are you guys trying? You're supposed to say every day.
Oh my God,
every day.
They're doing a lot of practice.
3 times a day.
There you go.
Yeah, you can tell they've only been married a year.
Anyway, with that, we're going to take a short break.
Yeah, that's
We'll be
funny.
back
People
more.
told me.
Yeah. Good.
No, a lot of people told me, how's married life? I said, great. It's been a year.
It's been a year, right?
So what do you want me to say?
Listen to me. You're on your honeymoon. You know what I used to say when I said somebody would say, "Hey, are you married?" I said, "No. Can't you see he's smiling all the time?"
Anyway, with that, we're going to take a short break. More with Reinier when we come back. Right here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
We are family. Stop right there. A, I hate the song. B, I can't sing. Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. I'm making a point, though, and that's Alec Bradley Cigars is a family operation. Alan Rubin named the company after his 2 sons, Alec and Bradley, when they were just tykes. Now they're grown up, working alongside their dad, making the best damn cigars you ever smoked. So join the family. Alec Bradley Cigars.
Fuel your soul and experience inspiration with the Aging Room Quattro series by Rafael Nodal. More than just a master blender, but the inspired composer of 4 boutique masterpieces for the sophisticated palate of an aficionado. The Aging Room Quattro series are a perfect chord of flavor and aroma, and are born from the best tobaccos, aged under the expertise of one of the greatest names in cigar making. Truly the perfect notes for a genuine cigar smoking experience. Aging Room Quattro series, a quartet of excellence.
Joya de Nicaragua proudly announces the release of Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial, a carefully modified recipe containing a unique and exceptional selection of barrel-aged grade A fillers and a beautiful silky shade-grown Habano wrapper. From the legendary Jalapa Valley, produced in small quantities, this exceptional medium to full-bodied cigar will continue to captivate consumers with its rich Nicaraguan complexity, subtle woody and sweet flavors, and a velvety finish. Try a Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial today.
CLE Cigar Company presents CLE Cigars, Aroa Cigars, and Asylum Cigars. With 4 generations and over 120 years of experience in tobacco. From seed to smoke, these cigars are produced in Honduras and Nicaragua, with the utmost care and precision possible. CLE Cigar Company introduces a vast array of tobaccos in various sizes to bring the highest quality of premium tobacco direct for your enjoyment. Visit clecigars.com for more information.
Since their humble beginnings in 1998, Drew Estate has believed that the production floor is the crossroads between art and passion, and where the real magic takes place. Drew Estate Master Blender Willie Herrera has crafted a unique medium-bodied line extension that is creamy, lush, and ultra-smooth, and finished off with a flawless shade wrapper that delivers satisfaction in spades. Continuing the story from their factory floor, it is with great bravado that the Drew Estate presents Under Crown Shade, a true Drew experience.
A Toscano cigar is the perfect combination of American and Italian craftsmanship. Made with American and Italian dark-fired cured tobacco, Toscano cigars are produced by hand by the cigar rollers of Lucca, Italy. Smoking a Toscano helps you escape from the real world for those few perfect minutes, like when you're sitting at home on a terrace after a long day's work, pondering life and how beautiful things are. A Toscano cigar can take you back through over 200 years of history and elegance. There's only one Toscano. Available worldwide, Toscano is now available at your local premium cigar retailer.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
Ventura Cigar Company is a boutique cigar brand born in sunny Southern California. Ventura Cigar Company is on a mission to create memorable, complex cigar blends that excite the senses and reward discriminating palates. Experience the Cigar Aficionado number 13 Cigar of the Year, the archetype Axis Mundi. Rise up, step up, look up, fire up, and leave compromise behind with Ventura Cigar Company. Check them out online at venturacigar.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. We are here in lovely West Palm Beach, Florida, on this, the 14th of December in the year 2019.
You got your Christmas spirit going on, Adam?
No.
I saw a video of you.
Yeah.
Apparently, the folks at your workplace know that you're a Grinch.
Yes.
And they wrapped his...
Everything.
Everything
the
in wrapping
wall of
paper.
His workplace,
there were lights.
Bookshelves, Christmas trees, the drawers.
There is
even the
glitter
top of his chair.
fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And music playing, too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Stupid fucking ornament.
I texted him. I was like, wow, looks like you're really getting into the Christmas spirit. Good job, bud. And he sent me a middle finger emoji.
Well, that's why he's so weird.
Yeah, I love the Christmas
listen,
spirit.
You could not care for Christmas. How could you hate Christmas?
Do you hate Christmas, Adam?
He hates it with a passion.
Is it because you don't get Christmas gifts anymore?
I got a Christmas gift yesterday.
From who? Who
his
gave
mom.
you
My mother.
Oh, there you go.
But she doesn't usually send him
That's
a
a
Christmas
little early.
gift.
Yeah, right.
I know. She's like,
listen. The only thing I like about Christmas is Grandma sends cookies.
Where are
And
those?
he doesn't eat them.
I'll have an answer this afternoon.
What, you got to track it?
No, I got to call her.
Oh, okay.
It's her birthday.
I need some.
Oh, it's a birthday?
Yeah.
And you don't eat her cookies?
No, she doesn't know.
I know, but that's even more messed up.
She's turning 90.
So maybe you should tell her.
No.
Maybe we should talk to her. She needs to know that you don't... Why is she wasting her time sending them?
Because everyone else in the office is looking forward to it.
They are good
especially
cookies.
They're real good cookies.
Yeah, I had some last year. I didn't have any the year before I had them. Last year I didn't get any.
When do they land?
I just gotta find out. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell your brother.
No, absolutely not.
My guess is Tuesday or Wednesday they'll be here.
I'll be here. I'll be there at Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes.
And now you know.
Don't we have a meeting today?
Grandma Coochie cookies. I see a brand there. No? Grandma Coochie? No? No.
Buy a box, get some cookies.
I'd buy a bag of Grandma Coochies.
Yeah, I bet you would.
No.
Coochie?
Listen,
Moving on.
Listen, I used to have a
Coochie cookies.
I used to have a female employee. Her last name was LaBoner. And we always joked that if Adam and her got married, it'd be the best wedding invitation ever. The Coochie LaBoner wedding. Right? It'd be the best. That'd be the best. I almost want to make that invitation just so I can have it. The Coochie LaBoner wedding. The only problem is that when you see his name, no one would know it's pronounced Coochie.
You have to write it phonetically.
Yeah. It's like Coetche, if you pronounced it the way it looks. But yeah, the Coochie LaBoner wedding. That'd be like the best wedding invitation ever. You should just like propose to her just so you could make that invitation.
Too bad she plays for the other team.
Yeah, well,
she does.
Yeah, I don't think that'll matter much.
Or maybe she just said that to you.
Oh no, she plays for the other team.
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
I think she swings both ways.
Oh yeah, actually, yes, that is true too.
I think she swings both ways.
That is even funnier though. That she's a lesbian that's named LaBoner.
It's hilarious. I know. LaBoner.
She's not giving any love owners.
Wow. Show just went south.
Oh,
sorry.
Boy. Yeah. Anyway, we're here with Reinier from HVC Cigars. We're talking about his wonderful products, and we were talking about his history of moving to Wisconsin from Havana, Cuba at the age of 23, working for Genex Company in 2011, deciding to start, and then 2015, going full-time. Are you playing that, Colin?
In the background.
Havana, oh my.
And I got out before we kicked off.
Sorry, it was just throwing me off. I was like, what?
Anyways, Reinier, I've read somewhere that you are a palate person. Trust your palate. Big believer in palates, right? So I want to ask something. When you read these reviews and they got hint of anise and cocoa butter and, pumpkin spice and whatever.
Taco meat.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. My palate is just not that great. Right? I like it. I could taste spicy. I could taste sometimes sweet. I could taste earth or bitterness or whatever. But, they be pulling some shit out of the bag.
We are in the same spot. And let me say this because, that's the media and that's the people that got that palate. I say, well, you have really good palate. You have to respect the palate. But I never got the flavor.
Okay. There's like maybe 4 or 5 flavors I can make.
You got chocolate, you got sweetness,
you got spice,
you got spice.
Yeah.
Wood.
But usually for me, it's like, when I look at cigar, When I look at cigar, I'm looking for like construction, balance, finish, sweetness. That's main things that really looking for cigar when I down there blending cigars.
Okay, but you just got in the business. How long did it take you, do you think, to develop the palate you had, right? Because, you weren't smoking in your 20s. You came to Wisconsin. In 2009, you go down to, 2007-9, you go down to Aganorsa. I mean, how long did it take you before you became confident in your palate?
It's like right away.
Because
just right away, think about like,
so
if you want to do something in life, I think you got to do that way. I'm not going to think like, you know what, I'm not going to wait 20 years to develop something and then, no, it's not going to happen. So don't do it. So if you believe in something, get out there and do it. That's the way I did.
So do you...
And that's the way I'm still doing it.
Well, a lot of people will say, Abe, at least in the wine world, that, I mean, you can develop a palate over years, but many people with the extreme palates that really have the best, that can really, like, tell, like, where the wine is from, that they're kind of born with that like that.
It's like playing a piano.
Yeah, that like it's just something that's that's kind of in you.
And the other thing is like,
I mean, what I mean by
so two people could take lessons for their whole lives, and one person could be a concert pianist, and one person could play like me, like I just play triads, and like it doesn't. I just don't have that skill.
I'm gonna start taking piano lessons.
Oh, that's awesome.
My kids inspired me.
Yeah, my wife wants to do it.
My kids inspired me.
And now you have a piano. You have a beautiful piano.
Yeah, we just bought him a grand piano.
Oh, wow.
Baby grand.
Oh.
Baby grand.
It's gorgeous, though. Beautiful piano.
Still big for a baby grand. I can't imagine what the size of a grand piano.
It's 9 feet.
I know, but
the back of it's 9 feet.
Even this one's like 6 feet or something. It's a monster.
Yeah.
But the kids like it.
The sound in that, I bet the sound in there is amazing.
Have you been to my house?
I've seen pictures.
We have it in the front room, which is like
that's where you have the Christmas tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed me a picture of the Christmas tree.
And they're good at it. I mean, the two oldest girls played violin forever, and we got them all four on piano, and they're all enjoying it. They're all playing it. So I'm going to take piano lessons.
It's something really cool to have.
I'll see.
It might be hard for you, and I'm not making a joke.
Because of my fat fingers.
You have very thick fingers,
yeah,
and that's
but
actually.
Listen, it's a lot easier to have a piano key than a guitar string.
I guess that's true.
I tried, yeah.
But you'll learn when you play. You're gonna really have to play on the tips of your fingers. I mean, they always say you're supposed to anyway, but a lot of guys, I get lazy when I play. I play flat, but you can. Wow.
Well, he was doing it.
It sounded like Colin.
He was doing it, and I was hitting the table. It threw me off. Like, holy cow!
But you're gonna really have to play very deeply.
Try. All right, bad tangent. Let's go.
But so some people say that you're born with that. So that might be like you're born with that palate, and now you're able to, you had to learn how to hone in on it, but it's kind of there.
Like, I mean, I don't take for granted that when you do something and you share it with people, and to me that's the best award that I got when I go to a cigar shop and I give a cigar and they say, oh wow, HVC, great cigars, I love it. That to me, that's all. Because that's what you want it from the consumers, right? So like, the other thing is like, you gotta believe in yourself when you're blending out there, and when you share with people, that's great,
right?
Because they believe in you, they like what you've been doing. That's part. Like I think I don't ask people like, I mean, when we're blending in the room, we share, right? Like, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what you think is too spicy for you, too strong for you. But in the end of the day, I say, this is what I like. This is what I want to put out there.
So do you blend for your palate? Do you blend for yourself and hope that other people like it?
Yes.
Have they ever not liked it?
I mean, everybody has a different palate.
Right.
So sometimes you have an interaction with the consumer that say, you know what, that cigar is not for me. That cigar is really spicy, really strong for my palate. So I don't smoke for body cigars. I like medium body cigar. I say, well, why you don't try the HVC Zero? So it's a nice medium body cigar, sweetness, clean in your mouth. So and they like it.
Mm-hmm.
So that depends really. Usually when you got a guy, for example, doing an event, I say a guy, hey, I never heard about your brand. So the first question I ask, what do you smoke? Right? Because he can say, well, I smoke a full body cigar, I like medium body cigar or Mayo cigar. I can recommend something that maybe you don't like it at all, because that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give you something pallet.
Okay.
So I know you said you left Cuba at 23, but have you been back?
Yeah.
Since how many times?
Oh, a lot.
A lot?
Really?
Yeah, and the last time I was really sad.
Oh, really?
That was this year, yeah.
Why were you sad?
Things are tough there. You see people suffer. Because usually I go into all over. So I flew to Havana and then I go into Pinar del Rio.
This is where I'm getting mixed signals.
Hasn't it
now,
always
right?
been that way?
Yeah, hasn't it always kind of been that way? And then I think that's the resentment I get when a lot of expatriates are in here, is that they are upset at the country for the suffering that their people are going through.
I mean, I'm talking for myself and the way that thinking about when I was young, right, when I left there. And
not that young.
No, but I say, like, this is the first country. I never was outside of Cuba. I was living in Cuba for 23 years. My mind was blind. Right? And, like, it's something way better outside, but I don't know because I was living there. Right?
Well, I think they got to know because they're getting on rafts and trying to come across 90 miles of ocean. I mean, they're doing that because they know there's a better life.
I'm talking from my personal experience.
Right.
Right? So, like, and I say, wow, these people can have a better life.
Right.
I'm talking about really hard-working people.
And now that you've seen some success in the U.S. and seen what it can be like here,
Exactly,
now
yeah,
going back,
exactly,
it's more difficult for you?
Hopefully they change soon, yeah.
Is it easy for you to go back and forth?
Yeah. I mean, I have my American passport and I have my Cuban passport.
Okay, so you're still a Cuban citizen?
Yes, of course. And my U.S. passport say born in Cuba.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Also, but the other thing, I cannot go back with my American passport. They don't allow
I know.
They are not allow you to go in the country. You have to go with your Cuban passport. It's money for the government.
Of course. The government always finds a way to make money.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they're
Government
good at.
makes money. That's what they're good for.
Are you asking that, Abe, because do some people not stay Cuban citizens because of the way they left? Is that what you're... Like, if you fled the regime?
Well, first off, you came over on a raft or sought asylum. I can't imagine you're still a Cuban citizen.
Okay.
I feel like the government...
I don't know. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know. I just made that assumption, actually, so I'm speaking literally myself now.
Maybe technically you are, but you're not welcome back.
I mean, look, every passport, you got to renew it. So how are you going back to renew it at some point, right? So, I mean, I just assume if they've come across and sought asylum or whatnot, that eventually...
No, you left. Remember, you left here.
Well, I mean,
you can't come back.
You're just not going to renew. You're not going to renew your citizenship. So, I mean, I guess eventually, at some point,
you haven't been paying taxes here in the last 10 years, so we're going to have to for 10 years of taxes.
Yes, we haven't taken 5 of your pigs from the farm every month for the last 3 years you were here. So, yeah, you're done.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Very much.
I don't know. That being said, so what's the next plans? What's your next goal? What are you looking at 2020? What is it? The next step you want to do?
Actually, I was in Nicaragua last week. So I come back Thursday.
Why, you want to open up your own factory?
No.
No dreams of opening up your factory?
Maybe later on.
Is it something you thought about?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Is it just so much easier to have somebody else do it, especially if they're doing a good job?
No, I think it's when you are passionate in something, I think later on, why not? So.
Do you know how to roll a cigar?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not expert, but a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know how, yeah.
Have you ever rolled a cigar, Abe?
Yeah, many times.
In like those classes that
rolled it up. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean like
I did that in
go
college.
to the factory,
every time you go to a factory, they can sit at a table and you.
I've never been to a factory.
I mean, even here in Miami, remember they have a little factory here in Miami. A lot of time here in Miami, I sit down on the table.
Eduardo's got a factory.
Yeah,
Tropical. Take you down there. You can roll.
Abe's got a hyper-limited...
Yes, I make a hyper-limited roll.
But when I was in Ybor City,
you can wish for it.
There were a couple places. They had classes.
Because it's #unexpected.
Oh, jeez.
Only 10 cigars made.
We got to get Coop on.
Coop's going to call in.
I know.
I just talked to him.
Here? Yeah, nice.
He's calling in.
Nice.
Yeah, he didn't fly in just for today.
Sadly not.
I wish he did. We got to get him to move down here.
He wants to. I think...
Mama?
Yeah.
Mama.
She's really the boss.
Ooh.
But with all the cold weather they've had up there in the Carolinas, I think that he might be winning her over.
I'm just telling you, I think, because look, I was a Midwest kid, and you just, like you said, right? I mean, you just think that's the way the world is, right? When you have one winter and you're like, what the hell's going on here, right?
Yeah.
I think once they realize that that's not the way life has to be, like, there's a world that really exists out there where in January you could sit in your hot tub in your pool outside. And
but it's hard to. You have to understand. Coop made the move from New York, living in Brooklyn, I believe he grew up in. New York, I mean, it's the same as Chicago. When you live in a city like that, or a metro area like that, you think that is the only place. Like,
are you repeating exactly what the fuck I just said?
Oh, maybe.
That's verbatim what the fuck I just said. The fuck's the matter with you?
Wait, but so now I'm saying is
I
they
just said
made
that's
that
the
move,
only way of life they know.
But they moved to North Carolina already. So now they're in Carolina. They realize that there is that other
I'm talking
life.
about all the Midwestern East Coasters in general. They just think that that's the way of life. They don't realize there's a universe out there.
Because
where
if you lived in Roman times, you'd live in Rome. It's New York time, so you live in New York. That's the mindset. Everything happens in New York.
Anybody got a bat? Seriously.
I got a wrench. You want the wrench?
You don't want to hurt me. You think I'm a serial killer.
Yeah, I don't want to get murdered. So no.
Listen, the worst thing you do is slip my kneecaps.
Noted.
I think you'll have trouble burying this body. That'll be definitely difficult.
Yeah, moving the body.
Burying it. What if he falls on me when I slit his kneecaps?
Listen, yeah, I'm just saying, if he kills me the wrong way, it'd be like a tree, like a redwood. Timber, he'll end up killing himself. Listen, they'll find me bled out, and they'll find him suffocated underneath me.
They're like, what the hell happened here? That's a good one for the forensic guys.
That would be a caption contest.
Oh God, yeah.
In and of itself, 100%.
Is Coop coming on?
Is Coop on, Colin?
Really?
He said he was calling in.
Is he asleep? Are you not producing again, Paul?
No, I said you can call in when you're ready, and he said okay.
Yeah, you want to do a caption contest? Make your best caption for that picture.
Where do I start?
It's got potential.
So I didn't post that last week. That was supposed to be last week's. So we're going to get that out
while
there.
You think of that, let me hold up the camera so that the audience can know the picture that will be our caption contest for the week.
This is great promotion for the Great Smoke.
That's a move right there.
That's a move.
I'm a phenomenal dancer.
You should see the video. Is it coming across clear?
Yeah, I got it. Is Adam... I don't know that I would call you a phenomenal dancer.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Why do you got to cut him off at the legs like that?
I mean, why does he say phenomenal?
Because
phenomenal's a big word.
In his mind, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the way.
In your mind, you think you're normal.
Also true. And not a serial killer.
In my mind, I think I'm skinny.
Do you remember him at my wedding? He was back in
busting a move
with the young lady that was there with him that shared a room with him, and nothing happened.
Well, thanks for reminding me. Really, dude. Well, you got to go there.
Oh, sorry.
She had a boyfriend.
She did not have a boyfriend at the time.
Nope.
No, she did not.
Anyways,
not officially.
Last week
he may work here.
Oh, that'd be weird.
That desk.
No way.
You're kidding.
Colin, are you joking?
One of the interests, not the one I think you were talking about, though. But
yeah, she'd have a couple.
Yeah.
Well, it's the dude with the long hair, right?
Well, yeah, that's what you guys are talking about. I'm talking about the previous one. The
half Asian one?
No. There was one even
there's
before that.
another one?
Wow. Colin.
Huh.
Colin,
that desk right there.
That desk right there.
The inside scoop. This is the inside baseball of KMA Talk Radio.
Rumor free.
She's not still in the business.
I don't know anything about
She's
it.
in skincare.
Oh, God.
But
How
anyway,
do you know that she's in skincare?
I'm friends with her on Facebook.
So anyway, it's time for our special guest.
Is he on?
Calling in from
Is he on?
the lovely Carolinas,
Nice.
Mr. William Cooper.
Oh, yeah, he texted me.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music? The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
Koopaloop, what is going on?
Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today?
No complaints. How's everything in the lovely Carolinas?
Rainy and cold. I heard the discussion about me going down to Florida. I'm trying to work on my wife to convince her.
Yeah, please come over.
Let me make it clear, Paul. I rule the roost in my house.
Wow.
I heard that.
My man, Coop.
Coop, if you ruled the roost, you'd live in Florida.
Listen, I'm not getting dragged to weddings every week.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
Or daddy classes or something
I
like
was
that.
just
So
gonna
I gotta
say
make
that.
that part clear.
I was just going to say that, right? There's a big difference with relocating your wife and being dragged to weddings and daddy daycares and Friendsgivings and whatever else you got to...
I had fun at Friendsgiving. Friendsgiving was fun. I drank a bunch of beer, smoked a cigar, had a good time.
Okay.
Anyway, so, Coop, what is going on in the news this week?
Well, did you hear some news about these Avo Unexpecteds?
No, do tell. What
there was a story about Avo?
What happened?
A light bulb just came over Abe's head.
So, back at the trade show, there was a series of Avo cigars that were released or unveiled as special limited editions. Wasn't much told about them, and we could talk about what I suspected at the time. But last Friday, there was a show. The Cigar Dojo show had the Davidoff team on, and it was revealed that, and I think folks may have already heard this, that these 4 Avo Unexpected cigars were not limited editions, but they were 4 Avo core blends with different banding.
Coop, hold on one second. Abe wants to chime in. He's getting antsy.
Because Coop is gives it straight, right?
Because he's the news guy.
I know, he's plain white bread, but I need to add to the...
We need some sesame seeds
the reality of the story here, right? They weren't on the Cigar Dojo. They flew Cigar Dojo down to have a big press release at their headquarters in Pinellas Park with 4 executives. And then they didn't just say at the end of the show that these were all right. They spent the first 45 minutes of the show talking about the 1,500 limited production, worldwide production of these lines and how special they were. And they sold out. So reiterating the lie, to only then in the last 15 minutes of the show say that none of these were limited production cigars. They were just our normal brands that we repacked. See how it gets a little more dramatic?
Yeah, no, you're accurate on that. You're accurate on that.
Putting some lipstick on a pig.
And Coop is saying that is rumor-free.
No, that's exactly what happened.
Here's the thing, Abe. You guys were talking about Kyle's drop program before, and let me tell you something. Everyone does this in the industry. Kyle's not the first person to do what he's doing. Maybe not everyone does direct-to-consumer, but they're all masquerading stuff. When I saw these releases at the trade show, what I kind of suspected they might be offshoots of the Avo line because one of them mentioned 25-year-old tobacco. But I kind of figured, all right, they were just leftover stuff in the factory. They were just maybe something that was tweaked or something like that. We see that happen all the time. I never suspected they were the exact same cigars.
Okay, well...
I haven't smoked them, though. I'll say that. I haven't smoked them, though.
There's no secret that repackaging or rebranding of exact same cigars goes on in this industry, right? If you really don't believe that happens, I have a bridge to sell you. But, okay, there are a lot of guys who do try to make something that's a one-off or unique or different and whatnot, right? So this whole exercise just reaffirms and made the credibility, reaffirms those guys who are suspect and the credibility of some limited releases for everybody, not just for Davidoff. That's what they didn't understand, right? Listen, I get the exercise, right? And I want to ask you exactly how your take is on it, because I didn't buy into the brand at the show. We never had it, so I never had to deal with lying to my consumers or telling them something that apparently ended up not being true. But the exercise was noble in thought, right? So we have these good cigars, our core staple brands. How do we re-excite people about them, right? Now, there was better execution methods they could have taken. They could have come out with a 4-pack called it the Avo Experiment, right? And had people just write in their opinions, and then when they saw everybody liked it, they could have said, hey, these are your normal brands, right? And everybody hated it. They could say, okay, we're never going to make those cigars, right? But they could have, there were better vehicles than to blatantly lie, repackage. There are sheer economics of this. There are guys who go on the show and buy into these deals because they know that consumers will get excited, and they're lying to the consumers. Then to even the cherry on the ice cream, they sold it at a higher markup than the normal production. Well, because they have to offset the limited packaging they made, right? So they didn't even, at the cost of their own experiment, they didn't even say, hey, let's just eat our packaging cost and mark this at the same price.
No, the consumer has to pay for this.
The consumer had to pay for it. Yep. So obviously Jeff from Corona Cigar, Jeff Borschwitz, comes out and blasts them, right?
He's watching right now with us.
And did the honorable thing. And because, I mean, it's exactly what I would have done. I would have said, hey, anybody who feels like they got, you know, send it back to me. I will take your refund. That's the honorable thing to do. I would have shoved it back down Davidoff's throat. I think Jeff put a 50% blowout the next day online because that now he's eating it, right? So, but, you know, I really expected, because look, I've been a retailer. We had fiascos, marketing fiascos, right? We did a Robin Williams, like, tribute sapper, which, you know, we got blasted. I got 15,000 1,500 emails. But historically, we had done.
I didn't know about that.
Listen, historically, we always have a parody weekly sampler, right? Now it all focuses on me, so we'd be safe. But back, and we had done a commemorative sampler when James Gandolfini. Nobody cared, right? We don't make money on these samplers. We were blowing out 10 cigars for 30
cigars
bucks,
that you already have.
Right, it's just blowing them out, right? So we did a Robin Williams one, and I was on vacation in North Carolina, and then my phone blew up. Like, Eric Guttermerson was getting a hold of me. Like, dude, did you see? I mean, we had backlash. I literally spent the next 2 days replying to 1,500 emails. We shut it down. We told people whatever money that was sold, the whole amount we're going to donate to St. Jude's Church. But you gotta take control of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm figuring to myself, I'm saying to myself, all right, the next day.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? The only thing I could do is I would have made a press release. I would have said, look, we had a noble effort to try to revitalize some great cigars that we thought were, not getting the attention they should. We failed in the execution. We didn't think this through and think about how this may be deemed deceptive and how the consumers and the retailers maybe. We deeply apologize for this. It wasn't our intention. And if anyone out there feels like, they bought into something that, they didn't want or whatever, based on the knowledge now, please go back to your brick and mortar store, return them to your retailer, we'll take them all back.
But so what did they do?
What did they do?
Did they
made
anything?
A press release. They're releasing 18 more limited editions in 2020. That's what went out Monday.
Yep. April Fools in December.
I mean, seriously, that was the response. That's the only thing that I heard on Monday was another 18 limited edition regional Davidoffs coming out Monday. I mean,
the year 2020.
What's your take? Because I talked with Eric Guttermerson. Because if you notice, because he didn't know, the guys from Cigar Jojo, I talked to them right after. Yeah. He didn't know what was going on. I mean, they flew him down there. They said, we're going to have big news. He had no idea. And if you watch him, he's like, okay. And he went so far to even ask them, do you feel like some of your consumers may feel like they've been duped? And then they sat around laughing about it. Yeah, well, and I don't think it was malicious. Obviously, it wasn't.
I don't think it was either.
They just four people completely.
Not even thinking about that.
Listen, I always say this as a growing expression. You've gotten enamored with your own Picasso, right? You've painted this painting in front of you that look how beautiful it is, and you're just not seeing the light, right? And that's what they did. They came up with this marketing idea. I thought it was so brilliant that nobody just stopped to even think about the ramifications of it, right? I mean, what's your take on it, Coop?
Well, so a couple of things. First of all, as far as Eric going down there to do the show, and I love Eric, he's a good friend of mine, we would have never agreed to do that, okay, without knowing what the content was.
Really?
I mean, we've been...
Hold on, really?
No, I'm telling you, I've turned people down already. Because it gives... Immediately, I lose control of my program when that happens. So there was no... And if I had known what it was, there was no way I would do it, because immediately, when I heard this on Friday night, I started messaging some of the media guys saying, you guys got to hear this, because this is going to blow up like no end. So
okay,
I kind of saw this whole thing coming Friday night.
Wait, John Stossel.
Because now we have to stop our tracks, because now you've become the subject of my interview. Ready? Because, why? Because if I was you, or if I was in that thing, or if they had asked KMA to do it, I would have went, even though I didn't know him. And when they said
no
it,
way.
Why not? Oh, you're bringing out the news. It doesn't make you complicit. And I would have said to them, you don't feel like... then I would have put them on the spot by saying, look, you don't think there's an economic problem here with making retailers buy into this? I would have done my job as a journalist and brought light and see how they've answered those questions. And you would have had the benefit because you knew. See, Eric wasn't ready. He didn't have the benefit, right? Because he had no idea what he was getting into. So I guess maybe just preparedness. But
that's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, exactly. Because we would not have been prepared to do that.
I know. But you also said that if they had told you, you wouldn't agree to do it. If they had told you, you had the knowledge to prepare yourself, to ask them the right questions and to put them on the spot, why wouldn't you have done it?
Unless it was unless they gave me carte blanche. Unless they gave me carte blanche with no strings attached. Because my podcast is not an infomercial. We have that very thing. We don't want our podcast to be an infomercial. So we're not going to go tell our listeners there's some big announcement coming, only to let them down. And 90% of the time, and that's the whole basis of the teaser-free thing, right? I'm not going to put a big announcement. If that's not a big announcement in my eyes, then I'm letting my audience down.
With all due respect, that was a fucking big announcement. I mean, that was like epically...
It turned out in this case it was, right?
It was
but, I mean, originally, I thought it was going to be... I thought they were going to announce like a Dojo Avo Hong Kong Fooey cigar.
Exactly what
I
thought. Hong Kong Fooey. I love the reference. You just dated yourself.
I mean, that's what I thought. Now, Abe, the second part what I want to make is, I think this is what I said. Davidoff, those are good folks who were on that show. This was just a bad decision they made.
Bad decision.
It was a bad decision, and the fact that they didn't speak up on it all week made
it worse.
Was bad as well. The easy thing they could have done is, like you just mentioned it. You fall on your sword with a press release and apologize. And now every time a Davidoff post goes up, everyone's now questioning it. Or, like you said, with the 18 limited edition.
Yeah.
Now they put their credibility out there. I think it was a bad move them not addressing this week.
But just so you know how it is in my mind now, the phrase #unexpected now is my go-to reference for anything that looks like bullshit. That word now will ever be changed in my mind. I use it regularly. Oh, that was #unexpected. Yeah, because I can't wait till they come and try to sell me a limited edition Avo next year. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Absolutely, positively
totally.
not.
I mean, it's a fair thing.
You know,
They had 6 Avos at the show, Abe. Right? There was 6 Avos. They've never done 6 Avo releases. There was something weird about that, and that's why I thought maybe this was just stuff they pulled out of the factory.
You know what?
They usually do 1 Avo release. That's 6.
You know what those kind of moves tell me, and I could be way off base, but this is just in my limited knowledge, in my little Abe verse that I exist in, right?
Abe verse.
Yeah, because you want to know who doesn't make 20 even just new extensions or line extensions or anything every year? Padron, Fuente.
Yep. Oliva.
The people that do this tells me it's a numbers problem. That's what I suspect, right? They're not making numbers, they're losing market share, and they're desperate to generate volume. And that, I could be completely wrong. I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking with any knowledge, like I know this is the case, but this is what this tells me, right? This is a desperate. These are desperate attempts that we need to generate market share. It's too hard to build a brand. It's not easy to build a brand, right? A new line, but we'll just make a lot of limited shit, and people go nuts and buy limited shit, right? Which really, because it bothers me. Because I'm going to tell you why. I have my microblend program, right? We're close, Coop. You know the amount of efforts with most of my projects. Now, I've blatantly outright said there are projects I had no say in, right? Padron, the only say I got was I was able to make the size. I asked for a 6x60 and they made it before they ever had one. That was my only input. Fuente, no input. They had cigars that had been sitting there. They did for something, never got used, never got made. They'd been there forever. We banded them up. I had no say. But all the other ones, right? All the other ones we really worked on blends, right? I was sent blends. We tried them. We sat around. I mean, you sat with me in the office when we were doing Red Meat Lovers, right?
Yep.
I think Saki even said the one we picked wasn't his favorite one or something. You know what I mean?
Also true.
Yeah. So some of us go really to an effort to do something like this, and this just ruins it. It discredits it. It makes it awful, right? And then I sit here and I say, don't buy into the bullshit of limited editions, and I'm making limited editions. But you know, and this is what's happening, right? Because Caldwell was on the show last week, and he's like, you know, that's the new thing.
Yeah.
You know, collaborations, right? Collaborations now is a new thing because everybody's doing limited editions now. It's getting saturated with limited editions. Let's move down to collaborations, right? And it's like desperate attempt for volume and numbers. You know, my microblend series is I'm trying to just create something unique and special. And we do small runs, 300, 400, now 500. We want just to make something cool. You smoke it, you try it, and look. If it's a big hit, something that was awesome, like Red Meat Lovers Club, we'll revisit it. We'll make it again. I mean, next year is the 10th anniversary of Tatuaje Anarchy. We're bringing it back out in a new Vitola. Same blend. Pete's making the same blend as the original blend, and a completely new Vitola. So, but
I mean, I got it. I mean, I was talking from my point of view on manufacturer, right? So you want to come out with something new to get the market driver, but at the same point, you want to grow with your regular brothers. Well, that's what you want to grow with.
I understand, but when you can't grow with your regular product, then what you do. And this is what I'm saying. I have a feeling that this is where Davidoff's at, right? Their core stuff, they're having a hard time keeping their market share and their shelf space. And why else do you make 18 regionals, 6 limited edition album. I mean, it's just absurd.
What I don't understand is why would you even reveal that
because they thought they were genius. Right? Because people love to wear blinders, right? Their point was to show people that, look, you need to go back and revisit cigars you used to smoke a long time ago because you've forgotten how good they were.
Right.
And they achieved that because people were out there saying how much they love these limited editions.
Right.
So they were so proud of themselves that they had accomplished their goal. They lost sight on how that was going to come out and how that was going to be to people.
Right.
You know, the one thing that got a little misconstrued in the posting was they interpreted the laughing of the group on the video as, ha ha ha, we're laughing at you. That's not what that laughing was. It was, look at what a great marketing thing that we did, that we were successful in showing consumers that, hey, if you haven't smoked something long enough, you should go back and try it because that's how awesome it is. And that was a laughter of pride. And, and it wasn't that, hey, we got one over on the consumers. They were just completely blind. They got blindsided, dude. Have you ever played football? Like if you're a tackle and you're rushing the quarterback and the guard's pulling and you see that quarterback and you're salivating, like, I'm going to make this sack, and then bam, they just got blindsided. That guard was pulling, came across the center and cracked it. I mean, they didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, the optics of it didn't help them.
They had zero optic. They were looking at one specific dot on the wall. That's it.
Wow.
So sorry to keep interrupting you, Coop.
No. I mean, it's a good discussion there as far as that goes. You know, I think Davidoff's I think they've struggled in the last few years because you're seeing a lot of Davidoff releases now in craft paper bundles. I mean, this is Davidoff we're talking about. I mean, would you sell a Rolex watch in a paper bag or something like that?
Would you like me to answer that question?
I don't understand this bundle stuff. I understand they're trying to bring like limited releases, but to see this stuff like in craft paper bundles, this isn't Davidoff. This is a luxury brand. And I think someone's missing the boat here with that.
You mean you wouldn't buy a Mont Blanc pen in a Ziploc?
No, of course not.
Listen to me. They started that program.
Maybe in Times Square.
This is a true story. This is a true story, right? They started that program. I forget what it's called. Do you remember what it's called?
The Vault Series?
The Vault Series.
Yeah.
Yep. They started
somebody
that
just mentioned it on the Facebook
the Vault
comments.
Series,
The Vault
Series, right? I signed up for the Vault Series. It sounded good. They were going to make something special, small runs. I was only going to be able to get like 10 of them or something, right? I wasn't going to get a lot. So I didn't have a sell a lot. There's always a lot of collectors. They showed up in bundles. What did I do?
You sent them back.
I said, are you kidding me? You put $30 cigar, what was it, $20, $30 a cigar?
Pretty much.
And you put them in bundles? It wasn't even wrapped, Paul. It wasn't even packaged nice like some of the stuff Drew Estate does. It was just in shrunk wrap bundle.
Wow.
10 sticks. I said, get out of here. That just shows me how lack of effort. Let's just make something limited. Lack of effort they wanted to put in. I sent them back. We stopped carrying them. So yeah, it's definitely becoming abused in my opinion.
Yeah, so I think they're struggling right now, and it's very clear with that. But like I said, any of these releases that I see in these cute packaging, and it was really Caldwell that made it cool with that Lost and Found series, and now everyone's doing it because he had success with it. But they put it in cute packaging, they put a cute marketing idea on it, and I can't believe that people are buying this stuff. Is all I just sit there. I'm like, I'm blown away that this stuff is actually moving.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing in retrospective packaging, right? Because a lot of my original micro blends were done in boxes, right? But it's kind of, if you're doing something legitimate and limited, right? I know I'm only going to make 500 units, right? It's tough to want to put the cost of a box into something I'm only making 500 of. So lately, that's been our move, right? I've been asking for that packaging because I'm trying to keep our selling price at the most reasonable price I can, right? But I'm not charging $30 a stick for any of my projects, right? Almost all our projects are under $10. They're $9.95. Almost all of them are $9.95 or less. So, I mean, I see the logistics of it, and I don't mind that as much. But like even with Red Meat Lovers Club, we went out and got butcher paper. We put the logo on. We even make a little USDA. We made little touches it to show that, hey, here's something nice.
Cool. It's a cool
The
presentation.
first Davidoff I got was literally a shrunk-wrapped 10-count bundle in plastic, clear cello. I mean, there was nothing.
Nothing pretty about it.
Nothing. There was
just
card.
like a regular.
I'm sorry, I think there was a card.
Yeah, there might have been.
There was a card on the label, so you knew what it was and whatever. That was it.
How would you sell it in a tray or just like that? As a
how would you sell it? I got 10 bundles of 10. How am I going to sell it?
Wow.
Yeah, I sent them back.
Yeah. But you never said, Abe, it was super secret tobaccos aged for 10. I mean, that's the stuff that's a red flag. And plus, you're putting a whole marketing campaign around it, which is telling me if you're investing in a marketing campaign, Abe, it's a project. It's not something that you're just slapping a label on. And I see some of these things that just suddenly show up that it's clear that these were just things that, were found somewhere and slapped the label on it.
Listen, I had lunch with Lou Rothman Saturday, last week. No, sorry, this Wednesday. I don't know where I got Saturday from. Had lunch with Lou Rothman and a friend this Saturday. And Paul, you getting him on, right? Have you talked with him yet?
He's going to get back to me. He's going to come on in January for sure.
Okay, good.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I love
he's got
Lou.
the best stories.
One of the smartest guys in the industry. And Lou wrote an article once because in the 2000s, between 2009 and 12 or 15, there were a lot of brands coming up saying, hey, we had, 20-year tobacco and all this stuff. And, Lou actually just printed out and said, hey, let me tell you something. There was a boom in 1997. Nobody had tobacco. Right. Nobody can make cigars. The only tobacco that's still around from that was crap that nobody wants to use, right? But they all were marketing and there was so many brands that were marketing and advertising. But you during 1997, 90, you couldn't find Macanudo, Fuente, Ashton. You couldn't find these in stores anywhere. Especially like 99, because the boom had hit. Cigar Aficionado had come out. And everybody's, not just the stores got depleted, what they had, the reserves got depleted. They literally had to start rolling stuff from scratch.
There was not many people growing tobacco by that year.
Yeah. And then that's when all these rinky-dink companies who were trying to edge their way in the business and no one gave them the time of day, guess what? Their brands were great because now it was something a retailer could buy and sell because you couldn't get anything. Right. So that's where you got the Habana Gold and the Micubanos and the Huracanos. Do you remember all these brands?
Don Nobodies.
That, right? I mean, seriously, all these brands that came out of the woodwork, Havana Sunrise. Yeah. Do you remember that brand?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So there was a lot of brands that came out that were like everybody was loving them because there was nothing else they could get, right? And then as it all balanced out and became normalized again, all those brands are gone. I can't think of one brand that's still around from the boom.
I remember the Cigar Aficionado was like 3 inches thick.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
They were like Bibles.
Yeah.
Seriously, the Cigar Aficionado magazine was like, well, I have some in my rear vintage room. I got some of the first issues. They're like it's like a phone book.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Now it's like the American Airlines magazine in the back of the.
It's so true.
Yeah, I mean it's just crazy, but but this industry. It's been suspect to that, but is this industry different than any other industry that kind of plays that game, whether it's Nike and gym shoes and whatever and jeans? Look, there's an old saying, right? Caveat emptor, is that the buyer or beware one? Caveat vendor, yeah. Caveat emptor, buyer beware, right? It's a Latin saying, but Paul, no, are you busy? You're a little preoccupied.
No.
Normally my Latin
to you.
Comments would have instigated
I'm fascinated that you're speaking Latin on the show.
Yeah, caveat emptor.
And I'm watching. If I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the screen. I'm watching you.
Caveat emptor, which is buyer beware, and I think that holds true in our industry. Buyer beware. You can't just you just read everything and think it's
right. If you don't educate yourself, then it's partially your fault. It's not just the person that's trying to dupe you. Let's be honest. It's your fault for not being educated. And part of this industry too is, I think part of the fun of being into cigars, much like with wines or craft beers, is I want to know. Like I'm fascinated having guys like you on. Like I want to learn about how you come up with your brands, how things are made, there's something fascinating about that. To somebody like Abe, that has been in this industry for so long, maybe it's not as interesting. But for guys like me, like the regular cigar smokers out there, it's cool to learn about this stuff. So why wouldn't you want to know where these cigars came from?
We don't need really it's like, think about it. I work with one of the biggest growing of tobacco in Nicaragua. So we have everything.
Right.
So I don't need to lie to sell my product. Right? So this is what I make. Think about Dave tobacco is called HVC Series A. We launched last year at the IPCPR. This year. All the tobacco that we use is classification A. What does that mean?
What does classification A mean?
So, Aganosta classified tobacco A, B, and C. So all the tobacco they use for the
The Aganorsa factory.
Yes,
So they classify it
They classify the tobacco
by
in
the
barrels.
size, by the color, the
by
shape,
the color, by the shape, by the
spots,
size, by the feel in your hands. So all the tobacco they use is classification. It doesn't mean it's the best tobacco, because sometimes I have a lot of blends that work with tobacco B and tobacco A, but for that specific, it's classification A.
Wait,
And on top of that, we use a half leaf of Maduro Ligero inside.
There we go. I'm trying to show the cigars, but I
that's my
I have
baby.
to go opposite. I have to go opposite of what I'm seeing on the screen. So
Yeah.
it takes
Actually,
a
you know,
little-
that one is La Rosa 520. Usually that's a limited edition every year, a true limited edition.
So that is.
It's not unexpected.
Is that the cigar that you smoke the most of yours?
No, actually, that's
Just want to stick. Go ahead. Keep talking.
That is my address in Havana. You see the box, please.
Oh,
see the
520
box?
Rosa?
Now we know where you live.
Yes, that's right there. So every year, La Rosa 520, I do just limited edition, different size every year.
Okay.
But is the blend a regular production blend?
No.
Okay, so this is a blend you make once a year.
Yeah, once a year, yeah. Different size.
Right.
But just in this year, we introduced, first time we use San Andres Maduro wrapper. With the only two sizes, with them 46 and 54.
So that one with the 54 on it. That's
Yeah, that's the 54.
I know.
And probably this year, this one was the one really excited about. Please.
Oh, this one? Sure. This is the.
You know, everybody was
Okay,
like,
it's
what
500 years Cuba?
Yeah. No, me 500 years.
Come on. You look good, man.
This is the 500th anniversary of Havana.
Havana.
So Havana was founded 500 years ago, and I want to make something unique, limited for the project. And with the 20,000
cool
cigars,
box,
with the skyline of Havana. And actually, the blend is one of the really like enough for body cigar, just a nice medium body cigars. And actually, the cigar has been out there, and I got really good feedback from the consumers.
You know, Steve Saka once said he likes to blend cigars for him.
Sakalicious.
Right? He likes to blend to his palate, to his taste. Do you always...
I think you will fail if you try to blend for somebody.
Right. So whenever blend you make it a blend that you enjoy on some level.
Always.
So, so when you blend the... so, are any of those full body?
Medium full.
Medium full.
Medium full.
Because that's your range.
Me personal, I'm not a full body
That's
guy.
the thing. So you don't make anything full body.
Full, no, I don't.
Because it's not something
It's
your palate
not my
would even-
thing. It's not my thing.
Makes sense.
Okay. So, Coop, what else is going on in the news this week?
So there's a new Aganorsa leaf cigar that's going to debut at the TPE trade show this year.
Is that the one that's like very colorful band?
Yep, the Aganorsa leaf,
I saw
Supreme
it.
Leaf, it's called.
Actually, I smoked
so
it that one down in the factory, and it's really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, Corojo 99 Dominant Blend, 5x52 box press Robusto, and it's described as a limited production run with an initial allocation of 510 count boxes.
Okay. Once again, back to the limited production runs. Love how it all comes full circle all the time.
You know what's interesting, Adam? Steve Saka, you mentioned him. He'll tell you basically that everything is limited production. It's just some limited productions are much larger than others. So it's a matter of the size of that.
Well, but his is
pretty much
because
everything has a production limitation.
His is limitation on either the amount of tobacco that he can get or the amount of tobacco that they can reasonably afford as a company of a certain type of tobacco, right? Coop, isn't it more because he uses different, he kind of picks out some kind of like strange tobaccos that you really can't get a lot of? Or is that just me making stuff up?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking both you and Coop.
I was letting Coop respond first.
Go ahead, Coop. Where the hell did
we lose Coop?
Coop, you there? Coop. Yeah, we must have lost
All
him.
right, well, what was the question then?
Sorry, the number you have dialed
I was saying, Saka
because
says...
I was trying to catch up on some of the comments.
Saka says that everything that he does is limited because of the types of tobacco. That a lot of times he blends with tobaccos that he either A, can't reasonably afford to buy for the company, a ton of it to make a lot of cigars, or B, it's just a cigar, it's just a type of tobacco that you really just can't get a lot of anyway. It's just not out there.
Listen, that does happen sometimes, right? and I said there are situations where it is, but you have to understand too is. Yep. Good. When something's limited, when your client base is monstrous, then it's very harder. But some of these smaller guys, how limited is it really? I mean, Skip claims the way he makes it, gave me his whole process. He buys only the filet mignon of the cow and because he could go and only buy the prime stuff, so they won't give him a lot of it. So, but that's your choice. Because
and he is going to come on, right?
I'll get him on.
Okay.
I'll get him on.
All right.
We'll get a new studio. He said he'd be our first guest.
I know he said that.
Think about
he
this
can't
way,
really
like,
on that.
for
He
example,
publicly said it already.
When you work with Medio Tiempo Leaf, so I will put this out there. When you work with Medio Tiempo, the tobacco...
Medio Tiempo.
Yeah, the Medio Tiempo Leaf, the top of the plant, you don't know really what was coming, right? Because you don't know. Not every plant grew on Medio Tiempo.
It doesn't get
came
that
out with
tall.
Medio Tiempo.
Doesn't get it.
So if I say, like, what do you have this? Well, I have a Medio Tiempo in this leaf, but I don't know if next year...
If you're going to be able to get
exactly,
enough.
Yeah, because you don't know. Or maybe you're right, like you say, when you buy this company, they buy something from Aganosa, they say, well, we are not going to sell this tobacco. This tobacco is for our factories, for my people.
Let me put it to you this way, to put it in some kind of perspective, right? The situations where you can't get enough tobacco to make whatever cigar you want, in either a greater production or a regular production, unless you just want something to be limited, like the way I do, the way he wants his annual cigar to be limited, right?
Right.
If it's a constriction of availability, it's nowhere near as how many stories of that exist out there.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
It's few and far between when
the
it actually happens.
situations of that reality in no way equal the amount that it's used out there.
I mean, it is a great story.
It's a great story.
Well, it's limited
so is how is I jumped the 4 trash barrels on my Huffy back when I was 7 years old. That was a great story too.
Be true to yourself.
What was that?
Be true to yourself.
You be as true as you
can. Don't try, like just seem point unique. Don't try to really, come out with something like, I know would be a lie.
All right, so Coop, you were answering the question before we got disconnected previously.
Yeah, I think you mentioned there are tobacco constraints that will make something limited. Sometimes it's the skill of the roller. So if you're trying to roll a particular size, it may only be a roller that could do that particular size. So that's going to limit your production as well. If you're doing like a Solomon or something like that, that's limited. The other thing to consider is also just the factory and what they can produce in a time frame, and because they have commitments maybe to larger companies or ongoing production lines where maybe they only can roll that cigar at a particular point in time. So there's a lot of factors that come in as far as something being limited goes.
I mean, we were talking about this before. Like, think about this way. Like this year, you will get a really good crop, right? So really good. And next year, maybe your crop change a little bit because there is some things that we cannot control, right? So and you want to use that tobacco for a limited edition run. That's something that can happen.
Right, and Reinier, actually, with your broadleaf, that's a question I would have, like, because you were like the first person to do broadleaf out of the Aganorsa Leaf factory, and you were able to get some broadleaf, but obviously you have a limited supply of that, and next year you don't know what kind of broadleaf you'll get, right? So it's kind of like you got to hedge your bets on that.
We don't grow broadleaf.
Right.
So I have to buy it. The other thing is super expensive right now in the market.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, Coop, what's going on this week on cigar-coop.com?
It's going to be a lot of the countdown. Top cigars of the year continues.
Coop, we're losing you, Coop, but I know where you're going, so we'll make the announcement for you, Coop.
He is doing his top cigars of the year. It's already started, so all week long.
I think he's at number 23
I believe so, yes. So you're going to see, if you want to see a great list of the top 25 cigars of the year, make sure you check out cigar-coop.com for all the latest news, information, and quality information on the cigar industry, rumor-free and teaser-free, every single week, all week long. Coop, thanks a lot, buddy. We will talk to you next week. And with that, let's see this week belongs in a Cigar Insane Asylum.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum.
Did you know I'm utterly insane? We all go a little mad sometimes.
Where logic and reason cease to exist.
I'm the king of my castle. keep playing that?
I'm the king of my castle.
But why does he play it there? I don't understand.
That's where I can sneak it in.
It fits very well there, yeah. This week, who belonged to the Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars.
All right, this week's inductee is looking for love in all the wrong places. According to Pinellas County Sheriff, is that Pinellas Park, Florida?
I believe so, yes.
Cody Christopher Meter was arrested after he went into the local Target store around 2 p.m. He approached a display of characters from the Disney film Frozen. The arrest report says that Meter took a large Olaf stuffed animal.
That'd be Olaf.
Olaf.
The snowman.
Oh, sorry, did I insult your Disney etiquette?
Not getting his Frozen character names right. It's so terrible.
Olaf.
Oh, my.
Stuffed animal. He laid it on the floor and then proceeded to dry hump it. Yes, the snowman until he ejaculated.
To completion. We can say that now.
You weren't at a Target.
Rarely am I ever in a Target, and you will never find me in the toy department.
Only in Whole Foods.
Afterwards, he had put the stuffed animal back on the rack. Meter went to the toy department when he had selected a large unicorn stuffed animal and began to dry hump the unicorn. Meter was detained inside the store and the police arrived, at which point he told the cops he did stupid stuff and admitted that he had nutted all over the Olaf stuffed
I believe
animals.
that's a quote. Yeah,
yes, it's a quote that he nutted.
Yeah,
yes.
He said that, so that's why we wrote it that way.
Brings me to my next point, kids. Don't do
meth. Yes. The fouled animals were destroyed. He was charged with How is that a misdemeanor?
I don't know.
That's got to be more than
It says misdemeanor.
Because it didn't involve
mischief.
other people, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Stuffed Animal Humper. You are this week's inductee into the Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars.
Vivacious. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Vivacious. Who do we got on next week?
Next week, Derek Dukes.
Ooh,
your boy.
Yes.
Yes.
I got to meet him a couple weeks ago at the shop. Dude, we're going to have so much fun. Well, okay, so listen. I grew up with wrestling. Me and Gene Okerlund, the Road Warriors. The Road Warriors, you're too young to even know who the
I
Road
don't know
Warriors
who that is.
Went to my high school, right? Hawk and two Road Warriors. You remember the Road Warriors, or are you too young too? God, I got to get some old people for next week's show.
Yeah, I remember that.
You do not. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, I think I went to maybe one or two WrestleManias in my life, right? But
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was during my youth. That was like a monstrous.
It was big during my youth too. Hulk Hogan was my youth.
Animal.
Before Animal, yeah. Hawk and Animal. Thank you very much. Now, did you look that up or did you know it?
Of course, I knew that.
You looked it up.
Yeah.
So
listen, we could. Well, we'll talk about this another time. Sorry.
One of them died. One of them died. Yeah, I can't remember which one, but one of them passed away. Hawk and Animal. But and then Hulk Hogan's getting inducted into the WWF Hall of Fame.
WWE. It's no longer called WWF anymore.
Thanks to the World Wildlife Foundation.
Because of his career, but him going dark on stage. I don't know if everybody knows that moment. It was I saw it on Facebook last week when they started the NWO, the New World Order. He overnight went from being a hero to a bad guy. It was brilliant. Right. It was brilliant. It was genius. And
everybody loves the heel turn.
And Derek's got all these great stories and insights. And what's that movie about the girl? I forgot her name. The famous girl wrestler. They just made a movie. It was hilarious about
China?
a British girl. It was a
with The Rock and
with The Rock. It was a great movie.
Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with My Family. It was a great story how her and her brother got called up for an audition, and they didn't take her brother. They took her, and she had made a big career out of it. But to see the insight, of what it is, I'm excited about the show next week. And of course, he's a hardcore cigar guy.
He is, right?
Yeah,
I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, he's not a Zonapalooza. Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah.
I happen to know.
We could put it on. I don't know if he'll carry it. It's kind of heavy, but.
You don't think I could carry it?
Not with those rubber arms.
How dare you?
I go work out.
I know. I happen to know Mick Foley a little bit, so I wonder if he knows him. Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind.
That was probably when I got mature and stopped
Yeah, I was a kid when he was big.
Yeah, I didn't know.
How does he relate to everything?
I think.
I'm sorry.
Sid Vicious.
He's from Long Island.
Iron Sheik.
Well, now you're going. Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik.
Hold on. Iron Sheik, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff,
Ric
Flair.
Yeah, Iron Sheik came back.
But that's going back to Mean Gene Okerlund days of what was it called back then? The WW.
It was WWF probably.
No, that's when it was
WCW.
WCW maybe. Yeah, it's going way back to Mean Gene Okerlund days.
Savage.
The Macho Man.
Oh yeah. Oh, I I remember Macho Man. Oh, yeah.
Snap me to a Slim Jim.
Anyway, next week it'll be a really great show. We hope you enjoyed every part of this week's show. If you missed any part of it, make sure you go back to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Hit all the highlights. The podcast comes out on Monday. Till next week, and as always, keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Cigar Fairy's making rounds.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Keep it lit with KMA Talk Radio.